Welcome back, people. We're back with another video. Let's jump straight into this. Make sure to tune in till the end because this has got so much information in this video. So sit back and enjoy. So everything's Torus fields. The Earth's a Torus field. Everything's Torus, which is electromagnetic field, electric and magnetic. The center of the Torus field is where the two opposing forces meet in the center. And this is what creates the plane of inertia, the dielectric plane of inertia. Okay? You got red shift, blue shift, positive, negative, south and north pole, right? This is what the ancients were showing with the tree of life. As you can see here, this is the plane of inertia and this is the Torus field. Everything consists of this. Everything is a Torus field. A atom is a Torus field. Okay, now the inertia is the 0 point. So this plane is a 0 point. It's the balance between two poles. Okay, now this creates matter because matter is two opposing forces in motion equalized. So these two forces coming together is what creates matter on this physical plane. And this is why we can't see the electromagnetic field, because it consists of one of the elements, which is either electric or magnetic, but when they combine together, it's what creates this physical plane, which is physical matter, which is light in motion. Now, everything is one. Don't get confused by duality. Duality is two opposing forces, but them two opposing forces are created by the same substance. It's two aspects of the same substance. So for example, water and ice are the same thing, you know what I'm trying to say, but it's two aspects of the same substance because all is one. The whole universe is one. All goes back to the one, which is God, the creator, or magnetism, whatever you want to call it, because magnetism pulsates. Electricity has two poles, red shift, blue shift. Okay, so red shift, blue shift is electricity, and electricity vibrates, and all vibration always comes back to a standstill point. But magnetism is what pulsates. This is why your heart pulses. You breathe, which is a pulse. This is the breath of the universe, magnetism. Now, this is why the Earth is green, okay? Earth can be spelt heart. If you just move the H to the beginning, it spells heart, okay? Because the heart is the center of the Torus field, which is the heart chakra for us humans, okay? We consist of the same field, as you already know. Heart being the center, which is green, which is the center of the seven colors. The center of the seven colors. This is the most powerful chakra in your body. People think it's the crown chakra, but it's the heart chakra because it's the center of the Torus field. You must align them all and combine them all into one, which is the heart chakra. Now, Earth is green. Nature's green. Okay, this is because we live on heart chakra, the plane of inertia. It's the center of the Torus field. Okay, and this is what the Egyptians called Isis, which is nature. Nature is balanced, and nature is female, Mother Nature, because it looks after us with the fruit it grows with abundance, and the water. It's a female energy, Mother Nature, and this is the symbolism of an equal, balanced arms. This is the scales, it's balanced. Mother Nature is balanced. This is why the sky is blue, because what comes after the heart chakra? Blue. Sky is blue. We live in Midgard. This is what the ancients called Midgard. You don't have to take this tree literally. It's a metaphor. We live in Midgard, where both positive and negative duality here. Now, Mount Meru. Mount Meru was known as the center of the earth, okay, or known as Hyperborea. And this is the North Pole, the electromagnetic North Pole. But when I say Mount Meru, it's not an actual mountain. They weren't saying there was a real mountain in the center of the earth, a magnetic rock. No. The plane of inertia, okay, there's something called a hyperboloid. That's what it's called, a hyperboloid. And this is the center of the Torus field. And this hyperboloid is what is in the shape of a mountain, you see? So if I go to this next one, they say Hyperborea on this map. Why did they call it Hyperborea? Because this is the hyperboloid in the center of the Torus field, and this is the electromagnetic mountain, a metaphor. Mountain, what they're metaphorically saying, this is the electromagnetic mountain at the center, the double vortex, the center of the Torus field, which is the North Pole. Pole of electromagnetic energy. So this is why they call it Hyperborea. It comes from the word hyperboloid. And the center of the earth is so sacred, and they symbolize this with obviously the North Star, which is Polaris, and this is where the swastika comes from, because it's the 4 seasons moving around the North Star. This is the Big Dipper constellation moving around the North Star, which is Polaris. There's that pole again, pole, magnetic pole of the Torus field. And this is where the green, emerald green, aurora borealis comes from. It comes from this center hyperboloid at the center of the earth, where the most electromagnetic energy is stored, the center of the plane of inertia, the center of the plane of inertia. This is the all-seeing eye as well. As you can see, they got the sun, the moon, this is the Masonic cosmos, the sun, the moon, and the all-seeing eye, because the eye is Polaris, the eye of the stars. It's all the big eye. Now, the eye means a lot more as well. It's not just that. There's different ways you can interpret symbols. Now, this is the emerald tablets. Deep in Earth's heart lies the flower, the source of the spirit that binds all in its form. Okay? The flower of life is thine own place of thine spirit, and stream through the earth as thine flows through thy form, giving off life to the earth and its children, renewing the spirit from form unto form. This is the North Pole. This is what he's talking about. He's talking about the aurora borealis. Aurora borealis. It's the Earth's aura. Emerald green. Heart chakra. Plane of inertia. Green. Earth. Heart. You see? All related. Now, there's many symbolism of this. So much symbolism of the ancients. The 7 layers of heaven. 7 layers of heaven, which are the 7 planets. Okay? These planets are the solar system. It's the solar system because we are the soul. We are the sun, the soul. And we're inside of a solar system, which is the 7 planets. That's why there's 7 layers of heaven. Okay? The rings of Saturn, the rings of the planets are moving around us. Okay? So, this is what the ancients were depicting in their cosmology. Now, this is the Hebrew cosmology of the earth. This is the Mayan cosmology of the earth. You see, it's all an enclosed system. We live inside of a giant Torus field. All is atum. That's what the ancients said, ancient Egyptians said. All is atum. Atoms are Torus fields. Don't be tricked by the modern science today with the current model of an atom. It's completely wrong. They're hiding the Torus field. They're hiding the electromagnetic field, which is in everything. Absolutely everything is in motion, and motion comes from this field. And you see, this is upside down, but this is the I think it's pretty sure it's candles, but the 7 candles, the 7 planets, the 7 Elohim. You see, it all goes back to the stars and the heavens. Now, this is how the earth really works, with the stars on the outside of the cosmic egg, and then the Torus field spinning around the sun and the moon, the positive and the negative charge. The sun gives you energy, the moon takes your energy. The moon controls monthly cycles. Moon is mon. This is etymology. Mon, month, money, demon, monster. Stir is star, moon star. We are all stars. youngster, minister, superstar, a Hollywood star. We're all stars. We come from the stars, which is heaven. Our soul comes from the stars. You see? We are the universe. The image of man is made in the universe. We are a microcosm of the universe. The universe is a macro. We are micro. We consist of everything. The body, mind, and spirit. The sun, the soul. Moon, the mind. Earth, the body, mind, and spirit. We have 12 systems in the body, which are governed by the 12 zodiac signs. Starting at the Aries, which is the ram of God, all the way down to Pisces and Capricorn, kneecap. It all goes back to the stars. We are the stars. We are the universe. Everything is inside of us. Everything. Like they say, the Temple of Solomon, the temple of the soul and man. The soul, the temple is the body. The soul is the soul. And the man is the mind, the temple of the soul and the mind, body, mind, and spirit. We consist of the 5 elements: air, spirit, water, earth, and fire. We consist of everything. We are the universe. We're made in God's image, which is the universe. You see? Now, everything goes back to the stars. The ancients worshipped the stars because the stars govern everything. They govern the systems in the body. They govern your life. This is why your zodiac is so important, your sign. Each zodiac has a specific element associated with it as well. Aries, which is the first sign, the Ram of God, the Lamb of God, which is a fire sign. Fire first, F-I-R, this is etymology. The cerebrum, ram, which is in the brain. Aries, the ram, control the head, the face, and the nose upwards. So it controls the cerebrum. The Torah, which is, I'm pretty sure it's the Hebrew Bible, which is the Torus. Tornado comes from the Torus field. You see? Everything's inside of you. It all goes back to the Torus field, and the Torus field is everything. Now, like I said, 12 zodiac signs, 12 systems, 12 cranial nerves in the brain, the 12 disciples of the Bible. All symbolic. Have to read the Bible properly. Now, this center, at the center of the earth, right? This is what's stirring the ether. And the ether consists of the 4 elements. Because there's 5 elements. Spirit can be called ether. People call it spirit or ether. Ether is pure potential, pure energy. It's what connects the astral to the physical. It's the dimension between the physical realm, which we're on, and the astral. So it has pure potential. It's pure energy. This is why we say I either want to go there or there. It's connecting 2 scenarios. That's what the ether is. It's connecting the 2 worlds, the astral and the physical. The center is like the cosmic womb. There's a black hole in the center. This is the center of the Torus field. This is the womb of creation. This is the womb of creation. And inside of this black womb with the 5 elements, and everything's being stirred around. Everything's in motion. Light is motion. Everything's motion. Now, like I said earlier, light crystallizes into physical matter. They are the same substance. Spirit and matter are the same substance, but different variations, different aspects of the same substance. Low vibrational spirit turns into matter. High vibrational matter turns into spirit. Or light, whatever you want to call it. Matter is light crystallized. This is where we get the 7 metals from. The planets are light, specific frequencies and vibrations of light. When these lights, or the planets, materialize, material metals materialize, they turn into the 7 metals. Saturn turns into lead. That's why lead is red. Saturn is red. The sun turns into gold. That's why the gold is yellow and the sun is yellow. You see, Saturn is the time god. What happens in autumn? The leaves turn red and they die. This is why Saturn, Satan, time god, the reaper, everything is crystallized till it's death and then reborn again. You see? Rust. When things rust, it turns to red. Because it's Saturn. Saturn crystallizes everything. He's the reaper who comes around in winter. You see? He's Satan. Jesus and Satan, the Sun and Saturn. They say we live in a solar system. The solar system. I think I've already just broke this down. The 7 planets are the 7 chakras. Everyone already knows this. But I'm going through it anyway. But this is where we get the 7 planets from. And the 7 metals. You see, all the ancients knew it was an enclosed electromagnetic system. It's not a spinning ball in the middle of space, people. They want you to believe this so you get stuck in this material world. Because if you believe everything's material, you can never affect this plane effectively. You can never create your life effectively. You don't understand the planes of existence. Because the mental plane is a higher plane. And it breaks down and it controls the planes below it. The mental plane, hold on, I've got it here for you. The mental, the astral, etheric, and physical. Etheric connects the physical to the astral, but the mental is what's above them all. You see? Now, it's important to understand this. It's important. However, the ancients always talked about the enclosed system. Only NASA, which is introduced around the Roman times, not NASA, but the globe Earth was introduced around the Roman times. Okay? By these Masons. These Masons introduced this because they wanted to take over the minds of the masses and control them. These people worship the physical realm. They know how it works. They know the ins and outs of it. They know how to do the magic. They know how to do it all. They understand it all. That's why Masonry have to take the oath. The oath of not speaking. You're not allowed to speak about anything you learn about in Masonry. Because they're discovering the truth about your mind and how it creates reality and stuff like that. So, this is the Masonic cosmology. The 5-pointed star, the 5 elements. The checkerboard for duality, positive and negative. The 2 aspects of every substance. This is another ancient painting depicting the firmament. The stars inside the firmament. The sun. You see, the ancients worshipped the sun because it's so important for sustaining our life. It's the only reason we're alive is because of the sun. But then people think it gives you cancer today. They brainwash you to think the sun gives you cancer when it's the #1 source of all life. They want you to believe it's a big, spinning, dangerous ball in space. It's not. It's here to give us life. It's God's Son. That's why Jesus is known as God's Son. It is the Son of God. God created that to sustain us. You see? So it's important you understand the true cosmology of where you are, because if you don't know where you are depleted of all of your morals. You're depleted. You're demoralized. You're lost. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you exist. Okay? Once you accept the globe model, the heliocentric model, you will subconsciously think that you come from nothing. This is why they implemented the evolution theory just after the globe model was introduced by Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin came in after the globe model. He's a Mason, he was another Freemason, and implemented evolution where we came from monkeys, because they want you thinking less of yourself so they can manipulate your mind. You see? They want to manipulate your mind, and they have done since you got here. Since you came through that portal, you were manipulated from that day to believe this, believe that. The true cosmology, the truth will set you free. You will understand things better. You will feel better in yourself when you know the sun is here for you. You'll feel better in yourself that you know that you didn't come from a monkey. You were created as a human, a manifester, a creator. You're so intelligent. Your mind is amazing. It can manipulate matter, mind over matter. See? Thank you all people for tuning in. Tap in with yourself. Love yourself. Find the truth. Spread the truth. Nothing dies. Nothing in this creation dies. Everything's energy. Everything's light. Light can never die. You're a light being. That's why it says Q. Q man. Q is light in Hebrew. Or Latin. You're one of the two. You are light. You're a light being. You never die. Ever, ever, ever die. Ever. Stop thinking you're going to die. This body will die because it contains electricity. And electricity always goes back to a standstill point because of vibration. Electricity vibrates. You are pure light. You will never ever die. Thank you all people. God bless. Make sure to like, subscribe and share.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
What is good people is Revival of Wisdom. We're back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of Saturn and the occult. Let's jump straight into this. So Saturn is the god of the earth, right? It's the time of God, change, destruction, physical matter. He creates and destroys because the energy of Saturn is the key to crystallization. It wraps things in physical matter, right? He creates everything, all life forms, and he takes things back because the day that you're born, that's the day that your expiry date is coming. The time is ticking until Saturn takes your life. This is why he's known as the Reaper. Okay? As he's personified as eating his child here in this ancient Roman painting. As you can see, he's eating the child. We are all children of Saturn, right? He creates physical matter, our physical bodies, right? He's the god of time because he's the slowest moving celestial body. He's the Lord of the Rings, as you can see here. He's the last one on the ring. He's the slowest one moving, okay? So, he is the Lord of time, destruction and creation, okay? This is why his name is Saturn, Satan. He's the devil, okay? But I'm not saying Saturn's evil, guys. It's a part of life. Everything lives and dies, right? He's the key to crystallization. Now, as we have the clock here, our god Saturn, or Chronos in Greek, just means time. He's also the god of time, as I've already said. 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. Add 2 plus 4 equals 6. 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 2 plus 4 equals 6. That's 666, okay? And as you see on the clock, 6 take away 12 equals 6. 7 take away 1 equals 6. 9 take away 3 equals 6. 6 is the number of Saturn. It's associated with Saturn, right? He's the god of time, of justice. Everything goes back to the Reaper in the end. Everything lives and dies. Now, the artwork of him, he's always got the Reaper staff. You see, it's personifying death. Now, when you see this, the Romans were not saying Saturn was a real person, a real god in human form. No, this is personification. This is what the ancients always did. They personified, just like the Bible. It's all personification. So the personifying Saturn eating its children because it eats, it's the Reaper. No one can escape the Reaper. No one can escape death. Now, Saturn is 666. which is in the Bible, the number of the beast, right? The number of the beast, Satan, 666, right? So on the North Pole of Saturn, you have a hexagon which makes a cube, right? Now this hexagon, when you join up all the corners, creates the six-pointed star known as the Star of David, right? In the Jewish religion. Now, as you can see, the six-pointed star has 6 points, 6 mini triangles, and a 6-sided hexagon. That makes 666. And also, your Saturday is named after Saturn, the 6th planet, the 6th day of the week, and has a 6-sided polygon on its north pole. That's also 666. Now, this Star of David, this symbol goes back thousands of years, and it originates from Saturn. It's not the Star of David, right? It originates from Saturn. It symbolizes the physical and spiritual aspect combined into one, which makes us humans, right? Also symbolizes the male and female combined into one. These two sacred energies create the human. We consist of both male and female energy, also known as the Seal of Solomon. And we all know, if Solomon was a real person, he talks about communicating with 72 demons. He could apparently, in the text, he could communicate with 72 demons, and this is sorcery. This is black magic. Now, this symbol is associated with hexing people. When you place a hex on someone, that is a form of witchcraft, which a hex is just a curse. When you're cursing someone, this is black magic. Now, the black magician would stand in the middle of the symbol and cast his spells onto other people. Now, this symbol is obviously on the $1 bill, twice on the $1 bill. And it's very, very ancient symbol, and it originates from Saturn. And let's keep going. So the cube. So I've just said how you see the cube on the North Pole of Saturn, right? The cube is limited. It's a 3D shape. It symbolizes limitations to the physical 3D dimension, the third dimension, the physical realm which we are in. Now, as you can see, the color associated with Saturn is black, right? Black is infinite potential. Black is the creation of all things. Before there was light. Light is born out of blackness, darkness, okay? Now, black is physical matter. And as you can see, the black cube, black symbolizing physical matter, the cube being limited, as the physical realm that we are in is limited. It's not like the fourth dimension where everything can exist in a thought. The third dimension is limited, right? And this is what Saturn is. It limits you to the 3D 666. Your body limits you to your physical body. Now, these black cubes are placed everywhere. As you can see, Australia, Denmark, Manhattan. There's one in New York. As you can see, the Apple have a cube. The Nintendo GameCube. Trump Tower is a black cube. This is worshipping the energy of Saturn, the god Saturn. Okay, it's not a god, it's a celestial energy. However, it rules over Earth because it pretty much created the physical realm. Now, as you see, when you go to a funeral, you wear black, a black suit symbolizing Saturn, which is the color associated, black. And as you see in Mecca, they walk around the black cube in rings. As you can see here, they're stood around in rings, like the rings of Saturn. the Mercedes symbol. You probably wouldn't notice that, but yes, it's Saturn. And when you graduate from university, you wear a black cube on your head. This is all symbolizing Saturn. Okay? Now, as you can see, the Jews here have a black cube on their third eye whilst they pray. Notice how he's shutting his eyes into blackness, darkness, and he's wrapped around a black strap around his arm. This is symbolizing the wrapping of physical matter, of how physical matter wraps things into existence. And as we all know, the Star of David is a Jewish symbol. So he has the black cube and the Star of David, right? So all of these religions are secretly worshipping Saturn. Okay, this is all Saturn worship, Kronos, the god of time and destruction, the physical reality. Now, as you can see, it's symbolized everywhere in all major corporations. Pepsi, internet, that's obvious. NASA, of course, NASA. NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. Universal, Walkers, that one's so obvious. Nike, Toyota. So many different ways they symbolize it. You either see the rings of Saturn or the black cube, as I just showed you here, the Nintendo and the Mercedes, right? It's absolutely everywhere. Now, they also use 666 to symbolize it, as I've just broken it down to you. 666, the World Economic Forum. We all know how they're trying to enslave us into this new world agenda. Google Chrome, CERN, Disney, Coca-Cola, Cadbury's, all of these have 666. Now every UPS barcode has 666. And even www. Is Hebrew for 666, as you can see here. Monster. It's the same Hebrew letter that means 666. Drake, 6 god. That's his god, Saturn. Why? Because they love physical realm. They love the physical dimension, the third dimension. Because they can rule here through riches. They can build an empire here. It's not like the fourth dimension. They don't want to ascend. They want to stay down here in the physical realm. Okay? Now this is why they're cloning. They can move their consciousness into other clones to live forever. This technology exists. This is why they love the third dimension. As you can see, all of these sellouts here, Drake, Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, all of these people doing 666 because this is their god. This is their god. They love the physical realm. They sold their souls for wealth and fame in this physical realm. So why would they leave? You see? Now, this isn't all just evil, okay? So you have 7 chakras, right? You have 7 days of the week, 7 solfeggio scale notes. These are frequencies, the solfeggio scale. Now, it's called the Saturn moon matrix because the moon symbolizes your mind, because you're created out of the Holy Trinity, which is body, mind, and spirit, right? That's the triangle, the equal triangle, body, mind, and spirit. Now, the 3 main celestial bodies are Earth, Moon, and Sun. The Earth being your physical body, the Moon being your mind, and the Sun is your soul, hence why it's called solar. It's a solar soul. Now, these symbols are alchemical symbols, so when you're doing alchemy, you use these symbols to obviously symbolize what we're talking about. Now, as you can see, these are all the symbols of the planets. Of Saturn is created out of the moon on top, the moon on the bottom and the earth on top, as you can see here. You see? And this creates the number 5. Now, with the moon being your mind and the earth being your physical body, this is mind over matter, because the earth is your body's matter. This is a matter over mind. You don't want to be matter over mind. This is low states of consciousness. You won't be mind over matter. You see, to manipulate matter, to create your own reality. Now, obviously, we all know Saturn is associated with the lowest chakra, which is the root chakra. This is to deal with your animal instincts. When you're down here, you identify as the physical body. You don't know anything spiritual. You're pure a physical, you have a pure physical mind. You don't believe in anything spiritual. This is survival mode, consumption. They want you trapped down here, which is matter over mind. They don't want you to create your own reality, which is mind over matter. You see? Now, that's what Jupiter is. Saturn is the moon on the bottom and the earth on top. But Jupiter is the moon on top with the earth on the bottom. That's mind over matter, you see? So, these chakras are an ascension process from spiritual, from matter, physical matter to spiritual. This is the ascension. This is the stairway to heaven. This is Jacob's ladder. You see? Now, the number 5, which is obviously associated with Saturn as well, which create the symbol for Saturn, created the number 5. You have 5 senses, 5 elements, 5 physical elements. As we all know, Saturn crystallizes everything into physical matter out of the 4 elements. 5 fingers and toes, 5 points of man. Okay, the number 5 is the number of justice. Saturn holds things back. He restrains things from you, makes you learn the lesson. Now, 666 is not all evil. 666 is the atomic structure of carbon, of the carbon atom. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, right? We are carbon-based life forms. All life forms are based on the bonding properties of the element carbon. Because Saturn crystallizes everything into physical matter. Now, the Masons symbolize this with the checkered boards. They have the black square, which is obviously matter, as I just said, the black cube, and spirit is the white square, because white is eternal light. White and light, you see? Black is physical matter. Now, this is what we are. The point of our soul is to transmute from matter to spirit, but these are interchangeable. This is the constant cycle between spirit and matter, spirit and matter. High vibrational matter turns into spirit. Low vibrational spirit turns into physical matter. You see? Now, we are carbon-based life forms. This is what 666 is, the number of the beast. Well, when I say we, the physical body is the beast. It's the animal. It's the carbon suit to operate in this physical dimension, in this physical realm. See? It's the vehicle used to operate in this physical realm. But your mind isn't from this physical realm, you see? The brain is the physical manifestation of the soul. Okay? So, as you can see here, the spine is an extension of the brain. Everything goes back to the brain. This is literally what your physical body is. You see, this is the nervous system, and everything reports back to the brain, and everything's controlled from this control center. And this spinal column, at the top of the spinal column, is your third eye, which is known as the pineal gland. And this is the seat of consciousness. It's the center of consciousness. That is your true self, pure consciousness. This body is just a physical body. This body is mortal. This body runs out, but your consciousness lives forever. They don't want you knowing this. This is why they keep you down here in your lower chakra. They want you to believe everything is just physical. They don't want you to believe in the spiritual side of reality. Because this way they can manipulate you, right? They want you matter over mind because they know your mind creates reality. They know your mind is the root cause of reality. You manifest your own reality from the inside out. So this is why they control your perception of reality. They control your information in order to manifest their new world order. You, who are ignorant to knowledge and wisdom, you who are ignorant are manifesting their agenda because you accept their information and their perception of this reality. Now, this is why they tell you the globe model, the heliocentric model, to trap you into physical matter. Now, if you understood about this true form of this realm, you'd understand that there's a spiritual side behind everything. The spiritual side, something has to exist. The root cause of reality is higher planes of existence. It happens in the mind before it happens on the physical plane. You see? They don't want you knowing this. They want you matter over mind, which is the symbol for Saturn. Moon over Earth. The Holy Trinity. Now, as you can see, the cube also makes IXXI. This is Roman numerals. This is Roman numerals, and when it's translated from 9/11. Yes, 9/11. This is the secret code of the One World Order. The two twin towers, when the two become one. Okay, when the two become one, this is how you reach the higher states of consciousness, the physical and spiritual. Now, as you can see, the 9/11 memorial are two black cubes. It's two black cubes. This is all Saturn worship. Now, I'm not saying that Saturn is an evil celestial body, right? No, everything has a good side and a bad side, right? It's duality. The spirits of Saturn on the dark side are the most evil demonic spirits. Now, these are the spirits that these are invoking through these rituals, right? Yes, 9/11 was a massive ritual. It's a satanic ritual, okay? Now, we all know Elon Musk. Elon Musk is coming with the mark of the beast. In English gematria, this equals 666, right? 666, as I said, is the number of the beast. You are the beast, your physical body. You see how the Bible twisted things up to make things more confusing, right? But it's there. You just have to have the knowledge to be able to read the Bible properly. As we all know, we had this virus. I'm not going to say the name because I'll get flagged. This virus adds up to 666 because this is all part of the New World Order. It's all part of keeping you in this physical dimension. Okay? Now, as you can see here, Novus Ordo Secularum on the back of his shirt, on Elon Musk's shirt, this is also on the $1 bill, Novus Ordo Secularum. This means New World Order. Yes, New World Order. This is on the back of Elon Musk's shirt. And as you can see here, he owns Neuralink. which is the brain chip, which they're going to be putting into, implanting this onto your brain. This is the New World Order to connect you and merge your consciousness with AI. Neuralink and Meta, he owns Meta as well, which is the metaverse. These are going to be linked in, hence why they have the same symbol, but just in a different format. It's the infinity symbol. And the infinity symbol comes from the Torus field, as you can see here, your electromagnetic field from around your body. Now, the end goal is for this New World Order is to trap your consciousness inside of an alternative reality being projected from the metaverse. Because the metaverse will be the reality, Neuralink will be the brain chip inside of your brain, projecting your consciousness into an alternative reality while they harness your energy of your physical 666 body. Now this stuff gets real deep, people. Now this is the end goal of the New World Order, is to connect you with AI. This is why they're trapping you and keeping you in these lower states of consciousness in the Saturn associated root chakra, so you don't find out about the spiritual side of reality. Because if you knew the truth of this reality, you wouldn't connect to AI. You see, you have the power within you to travel to other worlds, the astral plane, for example. You travel to different worlds when you are sleeping. Okay? They want you to know it's just a dream. However, their end goal is to trap your consciousness and feed off your energy, spiritually and physically. Okay? I don't know why these people are just pure evil. As I said, evil love bondage. They love the physical dimension. They don't want to ascend to other realms. These evil love the third dimension. This is why evil spirits will inhabit bodies, exorcisms, because they miss being in the physical realm. They miss it. Evil love bondage. So this is why they're cloning and putting their consciousness in clones to stay in this third dimension, to stay as further away from the source as possible. Okay? This is why they're doing it, and this is how it's all linked in. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you gained some wisdom. Please feel free to join the Telegram, and please leave a like and a subscribe. Thank you all, people. God bless. What is up, people? How are we all doing? Today we're talking about the flat earth cosmology. So let's jump straight into this. Please drop a follow and leave a like to help the algorithm. So we live in a torus field. Everything's made out of torus fields, and every torus field has motion. It's what it is. It's the motion of energy. And every torus field has a center, which is the black hole. It's a womb of creation. It's counter space. Now this is why the North Pole is magnetic, because the center of this torus field is the most magnetic part, the strongest part of the field. So this is why all compasses will point you to the center. And the Earth's magnetic field is spread across the whole of the Earth. And it's spinning, as you can see here. It's like a tornado at the center. And this tornado is the force which is spinning the sun and the moon around us. You got the sun, the moon, Polaris, just like in the Masonic cosmos here. The sun, the moon, Polaris, the all-seeing eye.
Now we'll get into Polaris a bit later, but the sun is the magnetic force. Sorry, is the electric force, because every field is electromagnetic. Now, the sun is electric. It's positively charged. It's gonna give you energy. It's feeding energy. The moon is more magnetic energy, which is taking your energy away from you. And this is why you become sleepy when the moon comes out, because it's taking away your energy. So these two forces is the balance. It's the yin and yang. It's the balance. Everything in this creation is balanced, because the Torus field is the Earth is the plane of inertia, the 0 point within the field, because physical matter is a result of two opposing forces equalized on the plane of inertia. And that is where matter crystallizes into physical results. And this physical plane is the plane of inertia, planet Earth. And at the center of this plane is the black hole, the womb of creation. And outside of this black hole gives birth to light. So the Torus field is constantly rotating, going into counter space, the black hole, and then out of counter space gives birth to the white hole, white light. You see? So it's going around, black hole, birth again, black hole, birth again. And it just keeps going around. It's an infinite cycle of energy. And this is where the infinity sign comes from. This is the motion, this is the force which is creating everything to spin inside of this circle. Okay? And it's making the stars spin. It's making the sun and moon spin around us, around this center point. Now here you see Horus and Set putting their feet inside of this dome. This is the royal arch, the arch of the dome above us, which is like you see in the Masonic cosmos, the royal arch of Freemasonry. This is the dome above us, the firmament that the Bible talks about. You see, they're putting their feet in because Set symbolizes the moon and Horus is the sun. Horizon, Horus. Horus is rising, the sun. So they're both putting their feet around this center magnetic pole, which is the pole, North Pole. And above the North Pole, you have Polaris, the pole of electromagnetic energy. You see? And this is how we get the sun and the seasons. Because the sun, for us, when it becomes summer, it's on the Tropic of Cancer. Then it spirals outwards, going out and out and out, then goes to the Tropic of Capricorn. That's winter for us. Then it comes back in and creates summer again. So it's constantly spiraling around this center magnetic North Pole. You see? So this roof above our heads is the firmament, and this is what they've taken off of us. They haven't physically taken it, but mentally they have taken this away from you. It's a female energy, and this is what the Egyptians called Nut, the sky god Nut. And this is the womb. We are inside God's creation, God's womb, and the woman's womb when she has a baby is a microcosm of this, because everything inside of this creation is macro. It's a reflection of the bigger things, as above, so below. So the dome above our heads is the dome we are in when we are a baby. And you can see the sacred geometry of it is the exact same. It's the dome. And when we are inside of the womb, the woman, the sacred maker, which is the M, the Masonic M, this is the G male symbol. The Masonic M is maker, mason, matter, male. She delivers the male, you see? She delivers the male because it's the maker, the female, the magnetic. The woman is magnetic in nature, the male is electric in nature. So when we are in this womb, the female, we are being fed by the center umbilical cord, by the center of the mother's stomach. We're connected to the center of the woman's stomach, just like we are when we are in the earth. The center is where the aurora borealis is being emitted from, the electromagnetic aurora borealis, the northern lights. This is our spiritual umbilical cord, connecting us to counter space, connecting us to the realms beyond this world. Because at the center of every Torus field is counter space. And at the center of the earth is our spiritual umbilical cord, and this is the Earth's belly button, as you see. As above, so below. We had a physical umbilical cord. We have a spiritual umbilical cord, and this gets cut when we die, when we're cut away from the physical reality. You see, here's the ancient Egyptian tablet showing this female. You can see the hair, it's a female above us, because the female energy is nurturing, helping, looking after. And that's exactly what the dome is. It's protecting us. It's the Ark of the Covenant, the Ark covering us, you see? And this is what they've taken away from us. By you believing in space, it completely destroys the idea of this being a sacred creation. They've taken the roof off your head, whether if you believe in space, you believe that there's chaos, there's planets, there's asteroids that could kill us at any moment. But this isn't true. They've made you fear your own creation that you're inside of. They've made you fear what's above you. You see, and it's to hide the power of astrology, the power of the lights in the firmament, which are constantly flowing through the ether. These powers which are above us are sending rays down to the earth, which are influencing our psychology and how we behave. And this is what astrology is. It affects human consciousness. It interacts with our consciousness. And there's a different energy every day because the planets are in different houses, different alignments. And this is, we'll go into this a bit deeper later on. So the world tree, this magnetic north pole, the pole of electromagnetic energy, was symbolized as a tree, the great tree at the center of the earth. You see? And this tree is symbolized everywhere. You can see here how the center person, this Egyptian person, is holding up the sky. This is the North Pole, the hyperboloid, at the center of every Torus field. And this tree was in the Mayan cosmology. This is an ancient depiction. This is the Torus field. There's the plane of inertia. There's the center tree. Here's the tree in the center, the magnetic North Pole, the woman holding the stars. Is the Hindu, with the two birds symbolizing the sun and the moon revolving around this center tree. The Mayan tree, his Horus and Set around the North Pole. They all knew this flat earth cosmology. They knew these secrets. It's so sacred you understand the creation that you're inside of. Because if you don't, you'll be led astray. You don't know where you are. You're lost. You see? And here's the Masonic art, with the rays of the stars coming down, with the tree in the center. So it was personified as a tree. And we are in Asgard, Midgard, the middle garden, where there's good and evil. So the 7 layers of heaven, which is talked about in the Quran. Each planet has a different layer of the firmament, and this is the 7 layers of heaven, and these are our 7 layers of the energy centers in our body. So we start in the stars, so we are stars in a physical body. And this is why we say Mr., Sister, Fraudster, Sinister. Stir is star, and we are in the stars, and our star descends into the soul system, not solar system. And as we descend into the soul system, we enter Satan's kingdom, Satan's world. As it says in the Bible, Satan is the god of this world. Well, if you've been into my research for a while, you know Satan is Saturn. Saturn's world, because Saturn's the outermost ring. He's the Lord of the Rings. And you enter his kingdom, the kingdom of time, and this is why Saturn's the time god. As soon as you go past the rings of Saturn, you're now in the soul system, you're now in time, you're now bound by space and time. And you're bound to the earth plane, the heart. Earth is heart. It's a rearrangement, it's an anagram for heart. And the heart of the electromagnetic color spectrum is green, and that's why the earth is green. And above green is blue, and this is why the sky is blue. In order to go to heaven on the macro scale, you have to go through the blue sky, through the 7 layers of heaven. In order to reach heaven in your body, whilst you're here, you have to go through the blue chakra to your head, which is heaven. It's micro, macro. Everything is micro, macro inside of this creation. There's an ancient, I think this is a French image, piece of art from the ancient French. with obviously the 7 layers of heaven, which they all depict. And notice how it's like a dome. We'll go into this dome symbolization, the royal arch of masonry, which is next. But these 7 layers of heaven give us the 7 metals, the 7 days of the week, the 7 diatonic tones, the 7 chakras, the 7 everything. It's God's favorite number. And this is why the Masons use the G inside of the compass, because the G is the 7th letter and God starts with G. You see? So it's 7. God is 7. Here's another depiction of the heart, the soul system, the 7 layers of heaven. La fermete. You see, la firmament, with the stars on the outermost layer. Here are the 7 planets: Jupiter, Mars, la Sophie, the sun, la Luna, the moon. So Saturn. So we are in the heart of this soul system. In order to ascend, we need to ascend up our chakra system, reach 144,000 hertz, God consciousness, the God man. You have to unfold God man, master of the mind, mastery of the mind. So what are the stars? The stars make everything unique. The stars are constantly rotating around the center, magnetic North Pole, the tornado at the center, which is stirring everything. It's stirring the ether. The center is the ether, and the 4 elements are born out of this ether. There's 5 elements: ether, spirit, water, air, and earth. The ether gives birth to the 4 other physical elements, which the whole of creation are made out of. About them 4 elements. 4 is the number of stability. You know, a chair, a table has 4 legs. It stables things. It's a foundation, and these 4 elements are the foundation of this creation. You see, and this magnetic North Pole is stirring this, and the 4 vibrational states of the ether are the 4 elements. Now let me get back to the stars. I just wanted to give you that. The stars are being stirred around this center point. Center. It's stirring everything, and they're always in different alignments. Every millisecond, they're moving in different placements of the stars. And the planets are called the 7 wanderers because they're not fixed. The stars are fixed, but the planets they're called the 7 wanderers, the 7 layers of heaven, because they move faster and slower than each other. Each planet is slower and faster, has a different rate of speed it's moving. So these alignments are mixing in with the energies of the different 12 constellations. And this is why you have a unique characteristic. You have a unique look, a unique energy, a unique personality. This is because when you were born and you took your first breath, that energy which was in the ether, because the ether is all around you, and energy travels through the ether. The energy that the stars were casting down and the energy that the planets was mixing in with the 12 constellations was in the ether. So when you came out of the womb and your first breath, because breath is spirit, okay? So that first breath you took, that is the energy that is imprinted within your DNA, your soul. And you reflect that energy, you emit that energy. That's the energy that is with you forever, until you die. Till this physical body dies off. And that's what the stars are. The stars are giving a unique energy, characteristic, personality to every living thing. Every dog, every cat, every animal has a unique personality because it was born at a different time and place in the sky. Okay, the stars are your destiny. Now the stars are constantly changing as well. If you look at stars through a telescope, they're constantly changing and forming different forms. You can see here, it looks like water. It looks like light through water because it's the ether above us, a sea of ether. And this light is being emitted through it, and it's just constantly changing, giving different energies, each star. So this is why this is what the zodiac is. It's the expression of energy. It's the expression of the stars. And each constellation has many different personality, different energies, different traits. Each planet has different traits, depending where your planets are, depending what energies you hold. No two person have the same energy. There's no one. It could be similar, but no one's the exact same. It's because of the stars. The stars are never in the exact same split place. The planets are always in different houses. So here's some Royal Arch symbolism. Here's the Royal Arch of Masonry, as it says here. The sun and the moon, the constellations. Here's Cancer, the 7 planets, the 7 stars. Here's the Royal Arch. This is the firmament. Here's the duality. Black and white, duality, good and evil, rest and motion, dielectricity, magnetism. See? So this is what the Royal Arch is. It's symbolizing the cosmic dome above us. The womb we're in. We're inside God's womb. And here's George Washington, the Freemason, inside of the Royal Arch. You see? With the G, the Masonic G, God, 7. Here you see another depiction of George Washington with the stars in the dome above his head. His Polaris, the sky vault, Polaris. We'll get into that later. Go inside of all of your ancient churches, you will see the dome. Go to the Vatican, you'll see the dome. All of your ancient churches have this dome because it's the dome above your head. The ancients knew this. This was known. We did not live in space. It was known back then. They all knew. This is Crown Court, which is one of the most important courts in the UK. You can see it's clearly so much Masonic symbolism. You've got the 4 pillars of Masonry. The Royal Arch is like an arrow pointing upwards to Polaris. As the Disney World is under a dome. And his Polaris, the sky vault. You see? And also 666 in the symbol. Here's more 7 layers of heaven. Here's an ancient depiction of the firmament. Here's the astral plane outside of the firmament. The Royal Arch. You see? It's everywhere. Here's Polaris, the 8-pointed star. Polaris is in between the sun and the moon. It's at the center of the Torus field. And Polaris corresponds with the pineal gland as well because it's the all-seeing eye. See? So, is Polaris, the 8-pointed star, which is at the very top. It's the very center. It's on top of the North Pole. And it's an 8-pointed star that's always symbolized as an 8-pointed star. Here you see the Vatican. The Vatican is a giant key with an 8-pointed star. See, it's a key. Here's the dome. Here's the Space Delta, the USA Space Delta logos. Here you see the Egyptian god looking from the center of the North Pole, looking upward to an 8-pointed star, Polaris. An arrow pointing up to Polaris. Here's another, the bear holding a key with an arrow up to Polaris, 7. Holds the key to Polaris. Here's an eagle holding a key above the North Pole to Polaris. Polaris, and here's another one. There's another bird, like a dragon, holding a key to Polaris. Because Polaris is definitely something to do with leaving this creation. Okay, maybe, I can't say for sure, but maybe it's to do with ascension, and this is why the Vatican hold the key to the 8-pointed star. And this is why the space, well, we all know space is a lie, but they're showing Polaris and its sacred symbology. Maybe it's to do with something leaving this creation, going to another. Here's some North Pole symbolism. As above, so below. You see the four seasons of the Big Dipper constellation going around Polaris. This is Polaris, this is the Big Dipper constellation, and this is the swastika. This image gives us the swastika, because all the symbols we use are created in nature. They're created somehow in nature. This is how we get them. As above, so below. This is the map of the North Pole with the 4 rivers, looking like the Big Dipper constellation. It's the Masonic, here's the ancient cosmology with the 4, you see the 4 islands, Mayan cosmology, 4 islands. This is the alchemical symbol for Earth, 4 sections. The windows, because the center of the North Pole is a window to another dimension. The 4 lucky 4-leaf clover, which is supposed to be lucky. It's truth in plain sight. And here's Hitler looking at 2 flat Earth maps. So this swastika has been used for thousands of years, thousands and thousands of years. And it's symbolic for the most sacred land on this plane, the North Pole. Shambhala. Do some research on Shambhala, people. It's a it's a Hindu mythology about the sacred lands at the center of the earth, and it's known to be full of enlightened beings, and it's all symbolized at the center. You can see their paintings of Shambhala. It's all at the center, the North Pole, and it's known to be the most godly place ever, because it takes you to a portal to the higher places. And maybe this is something to do with Polaris, connecting you to this sacred land at the very center. But anyways, people, thank you all for tapping in. Hope you all learned something. Have an amazing day. Please follow, subscribe, like, all the links in the description for the courses, the PDF. Please have an amazing day. God bless. Welcome people, we're back with another video. I will now be keeping track of my YouTube and trying to upload every week. In this video, we'll be talking about the chakras. The chakras are the 7 attributes of God, and they are the 7 planets. These are literally vortex portals within us that connect us to these vices and characteristics of God. Each one of these energy centers are a spinning wheel of energy which controls the cells and organs in that particular area of the body. For example, it's literally a mini brain for that area of the body. Each chakra has a vice which you need to turn to a virtue in order to climb up through the system. They work like a stairway system. You have to go through each chakra in order to unlock the one above. This process is turning matter into spirit, as you descended from spirit to matter. Saturn is Satan, that's why it's the lowest chakra, and that's why the devil is red, because red is the lowest vibrational color. When you are in these lower states of consciousness, you are in your animal nature. This is your physical side of your nature, and you are mainly being driven by your animal instincts or your ego. Moving back to your higher self or your spirit self is not an easy process. It takes a while. However, with discipline, consistency, and motivation, you can achieve this, and this is what the ancients called Christ consciousness. Once you have achieved this, it is basically a state of mastery of the mind. You no longer lust for the lower animal nature things. Now let's start with the root chakra. This is located at the base of your spine, and you can feel this chakra by tensing your anus. This energy center is in control of your survival needs, your vitality, stability and security. Now, if this chakra is unbalanced, you will feel insecure, fear, anxiety, unstable, low self-esteem, anemia, over or underweight, and constipation. In order to balance this chakra, you need to feel grounded, embodied, stable, calm, centered, a sense of safety and trust in yourself and the world around you. The next chakra is the sacral chakra, which is located around the belly button area. You can feel this chakra just by sucking in your belly. This chakra is to do with relationships, self-worth, creativity, empathy, and most importantly, sexuality. This is the most important one in order to start to raise your vibration overall, is giving up the over-sexualized nature. In order to balance this chakra, you need to come into harmony with all the toxic relationships that you have. Get rid of the fear, the anxiety, the isolation, and 100% get rid of the over-sexualized nature. Lust is one of the most lowest vibrations you could possibly feel. It is literally manifesting hell. In order to work on this chakra, you need to feel self-worth. You need to do creative things, empathy, healthy relationships, and 100% being confident. The next chakra is the solar plexus. This is to do with personal power, will, metabolism, eating, happiness, and your self-esteem and self-identification. You can feel this chakra just above your belly, below your ribs, and you can suck in this area. If this chakra is blocked, you will feel lack of confidence, difficulty in manifesting your desires, low self-esteem, misuse of power, misuse of dominance, weak will, and shame in yourself. Biggest one for this chakra is overeating, as it's to do with metabolism. If you are overeating, you are literally unbalancing a lot of your lower chakras, not just the solar plexus. In order to work on this chakra and balance it, you want to have a positive self-identification. You want to feel happy, a happy self-esteem, effectiveness to people, not overeating, and a strong willpower. Now for the heart chakra, one of the most important chakras. Chakra is to do with love, understanding, trust, hope, openness, compassion, balance, and forgiveness. The most important because your heart is the tree of life in the body. It is the center of the toroidal field. It is the most powerful chakra. Your heart is 5,000 times stronger magnetically than your brain. Once you have hit the heart chakra and you start surpassing the heart chakra, you are now turning matter into spirit, as the lower three chakras are dense and physical, and the above the heart chakra are turning to spirit. As you can see already, this is a hard and long process of working on yourself physically and internally. The symptoms of a blocked heart chakra would be lack of love or too much love, difficulty to accepting or giving love, lack of compassion, loneliness, and lack of emotional fulfillment. Finally, a lack of connection with a divine or to nature. In order to balance this chakra, the most important thing and the most powerful thing you can do is loving people, accepting and giving lots of love. Second most important thing to balance the heart chakra is balance. You need a balanced life. You need balance in all aspects of your life. Now for the throat chakra. This is a very important chakra as it's to do with communication. A symptom of this being unbalanced is a lack of self-expression and putting on a front all the time, acting with the ego. In order to balance this chakra, you need to constantly self-express yourself. You can't be putting on a front. That voice inside your head, you have to let it come outward. Don't just block it off with a wall. Self-expression will lead to you gaining friends who actually like you for being you, and not these fake friends that you have to put on an ego for. In order to balance this chakra, you need to express yourself, express the word that's within you. Don't be lying to people, don't deceive or be deceptive. The next chakra is the third eye chakra. This is starting to get very advanced and you are coming very close to spirit. Just before we head on, I want to announce the PDF is now available, containing all the presentations I've ever made, all into a condensed 38-page PDF. The link will be below this video for you to access. And if you want to learn how to create reality using your mind, how to attract your desires, how to get out of the situation you are in, the link will also be there for the Manifestation Mastery course. Now for the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra controls the pineal gland, which is your first eye. It's to do with your psychic abilities, channeling, telepathy, astral travel, visions, and connection to the higher self. You need all of the chakras aligned to get the full potential out of your third eye or pineal gland chakra. For example, if you're astral traveling and you fear something, you will be instantly shot back to your body. So you need to master all of the chakras before you go on and try and do these higher spiritual activities. Symptoms of the third eye chakra being blocked is lack of imagination, lack of vision, lack of concentration, blocked or clouded intuition, can't see the big picture. and especially overly reliant on logic and intellectual thinking. A good way to work on this chakra is imagining things, vision things. Trust your intuition at all times. Always follow that inner voice. Cut out the tap water which contains fluoride. Fluoride blocks the pineal gland. And cut out all junk food, because all of this is affecting your pineal gland. When in meditation, you want to focus your eyes and your attention to the center of your head between the two eyebrows. This is where the pineal gland is located. This will help and awaken the pineal gland over time when you keep doing these meditations. Finally, for the crown chakra, this is to do with universal consciousness, all-knowing, enlightenment, cosmic connections, the God source. This chakra is blocked by being cut off from spirituality, plagued by the senses, being tricked into the five senses and being tricked into thinking you are the body. In order to work on this chakra, you need to feel grounded. You need to know yourself, your real self, the voice within you. Have common sense, have specific decisions that you're making, be very direct. Now we've got out of the way all of the chakras, I can now introduce methods and meditations which will help you unblock them spiritually. When meditating, you want to get into the present moment in a nice, comfortable position. Bring yourself to the present moment by saying, I am here right now, nothing else matters. Keep repeating this over and over with your eyes open or closed. After a couple minutes of bringing your attention to the present moment, you can now start to breathe in through the nose deeply and breathe out through the mouth slower than you breathed in. Place your attention on the chakra that you want to balance. Think of a high vibrational emotion like love, and think of this while placing your attention on that chakra. You can do this exercise every day for 10 to 20 to 30 minutes. The longer the better. Another practice you can do is by chanting the Bijis for each chakra. They are here starting from the root chakra all the way to the crown chakra. Or you can chant the 7 vowels. There are not 5, there are actually 7. A, I, A, O, U, M. A, I, O. This is the proper way of pronouncing the 7 vowels. These are so powerful because these are the only things that exist. It is literally the sound of God. By pronouncing them right, you can actually create a lot of power within you and align your chakras. That's it for this video, people. I'd appreciate a comment and a like to help the algorithm. I appreciate you all. Love and light.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
This video is going to be about the flat earth and the breakdown of the whole cosmology. I'm going to be digging very deep. I've got a lot of pictures and images to show you, and a lot of dots to connect. So let's start with the Freemasonry art. So this artwork we have here is the Freemasonic cosmology, as they know and believe. So what is it symbolizing? Obviously have to start off with the 4 pillars representing the 4 corners of the earth. The 4 corners with duality. You see, there's everything on earth. There's good and evil. Good, evil, positive, negative. Good, bad. This is the checkerboard. This is what it symbolizes. Okay. Obviously we have the sun, the moon. The sun gives you energy. It's the anode. The moon is the cathode. It's the opposite. It takes your energy. So therefore you become sleepy when the moon comes out. You see, everything on earth, everything in the universe is balanced. There's complete balance, symbolized by duality. There's always 2 opposites. We have the all-seeing eye. obviously 7 stars representing the 7 planets, but not planets as in we know planets. They're not physical spinning balls of gas. They are energies, they are lights emitting from the realm above this realm. They are lights through the firmament, through the electromagnetic field. So let's go through that again. The 4 corners, duality, positive and negative, cold, dry. Everyone on Earth has an opposite. Everyone, there's 2. Okay, and then we have the sun, the moon, the 7 planets with a 5-pointed star. What's the 5-pointed star? Of course, it's the 5 elements: spirit, water, earth, fire, and air. Okay, that's what the 5-pointed star is symbolizing, the 5 elements of earth. And then, most importantly, we have the compass. The compass is very, very important, hence why it's in the center. The compass is symbolizing many, many things, and one of the most important things, but we'll get into that after. We have a boat with water outside of the earth. So we have a boat on water, symbolizing the waters separated by the firmament, the waters above, separated by the firmament from the waters within the firmament, the earth. So this is what it's symbolizing. So the compass, what's the compass? This is where the compass comes from. The Polaris, the most important star there is, because it's in the center of Earth. The sun, the moon, and the black hole, black sun. Because all creation comes from center, the seed center. Okay, but we'll get into this after. But also, this is a very important Masonic symbol because they use this symbol a lot. This is one of their main symbols, hence why Neil Armstrong has the Masonic ring with the compass on it. The people who supposedly went to the moon, which obviously they faked to push this globe model, because the globe model is based upon fear. Because the globe model, if they can sell you the globe model, they can sell you anything then. You don't know where you actually are. The globe model is to push fear upon the masses, because the globe model means there's not enough resources. There's also risks of asteroids hitting the planet. There's also risks of space extraterrestrial invasions, global warming, asteroids. You see, this is all the fear that they can gain of selling you the globe model. Okay, because they don't want you to know that this is an intelligent design. And also, they're hiding God, the creator, the source. This is why they are satanic. They are opposites. They are lefty, Lucifer, right, righteous, godly. Hence why they do the symbolism on their eyes. 666. This is another famous, famous astrologer, astronaut. This is another famous astronaut doing 666, showing that he's in the alliance of the occult. But even look at their 10th anniversary stamps. They have a Masonic compass on there. Also the Order Out of Chaos. Order Out of Chaos, double-headed eagle. Okay, the Order Out of Chaos ring, which they wear. So all of these astronauts are in the occult. They are lying to you. They are in with this order, this Masonic New World Order, whatever you want to call it. So let's break this compass down a lot more. Because as I showed you here, the center, okay, this is what the compass is symbolizing. Let's go into the North Pole map. This is from 1595. This is a rough estimate of where this map came from. It's from around the 1500s to the 1600s, maybe 1400s. There's not an actual set date on this map because obviously our history has been tampered with. But let's break down this map and the symbolism that they use towards this map, because this map is the map of the North Pole. Okay, so in the center we have the black rock symbolizing the tower, the pole, North Pole. And what's on top of the North Pole? Obviously it's Polaris, North Pole and Polaris. Okay, with the 4 islands around the center. Okay, 4 islands around the center. And this is what blew my mind, right? They say that Santa sounds similar. And if you look at this pole that's pointing to the North Pole, you see this line here. So this is obviously from the 1600s. What color is Santa? He's red and white. Just like this map pointing to the center is red and white, and Santa comes from the North Pole. So it's not a coincidence that they use red and white. They're mocking this map because obviously they took over after the 1500s, 1600s. They took over around the 1800s. So they're mocking this map with Santa coming from the North Pole with this red and white line to the North Pole. Notice the 4 islands, okay, like windows. Their symbol, they obviously in the occult, they're part of the New World Order, is symbolizing these 4 islands with the blue behind it for the water. Okay, so this is another occult logo. They're symbolizing this center because the center is so important. Okay, we'll get into that. Also, we have the Mayan cosmology. This is the Mayan cosmology. This is what they created. This is their artwork, with also 4 major lands around the center. You see this 4 with green in between them all. 4 major lands with the underworld. You see this underworld is also symbolized by the Masons with the coffin of the skull and bones, the deceased, the dead. Okay, so this is also mentioned in the Book of Enoch. Okay, and it's called Sheol. Sheol, the underworld. Okay, and in the Book of Enoch, it says all spirits of the dead go to these hollow places, that they will wait until their appointed time of judgment. And it also says in the Book of Enoch, there are 4 hollow places underneath. 4 as above, so below, representing the 4 islands. As above, so below. That's where that could link in. Okay. The Book of Enoch is very important because it was found in a cave thousands of years ago. And has a lot of truths about this realm and about this world we live in. So let's go back to the Mayan cosmology. So the ancient cosmology, they all must have had some sort of communication. They must all be at peace with each other, because all of their cosmologies link together. You see the Greek, Babylonian, Indian, Celtic. Okay, they're all linked in together. They all knew that they were in an enclosed system with an underworld and obviously a firmament. Okay, so this is what they all knew. They all must have had some sort of communication. They were a lot more advanced than us. They knew the center of the realm. Okay, and obviously the United Nations flag also symbolizes their center. You see how it has like a grid with a circle around the center. It it's symbolizing that center of the realm, because that center of Earth is so important. They all, the United Nations flag, all have it. See, some different ones will have that circle around the center. Because the center is the seed. All things come from a center. So the Torus field is so important because it is the spark of life. It's the building blocks of the universe, this creation. Because all things have a Torus field. Just like an apple with what's in the center of an apple, a seed. Because the center is where the energies hold, it's where the energies meet, and it creates that spark of life. Just like your heart is the center of your body, and it has an electromagnetic field. Because the center, all things come from the center. So this is why the North Pole is so important, because this is why it's so important, because this is where the creation sparked from, the center. This is where the most electromagnetic energy is stored. So this is why the northern lights come from the center. It's electromagnetic energy. This is what the northern lights are. It's being emitted from this black hole in the center. Okay? And obviously what else is on the center? Polaris. Polaris is the center star. Okay? So the center star is what sits on top of this North Pole, Polaris, because it's a pole of electromagnetic energy, symbolized as a black rock, a black hole, pole. You see, because all creation comes from void. Light is born from darkness. Without light, darkness can't be born from light. You see, but light can be born from darkness. This is why darkness is so important. And this is why there's a black hole in the center of our realm, like the black sun. The black sun, the Polaris star, the North Star. You see, so this is this North Pole, Polaris. This is what they're talking about. And this is why compasses are an 8-pointed star, because Polaris is symbolized as an 8-pointed star. This is where a compass will point you to. It will point you to that center. So notice how a compass has this black hole in the middle, you see, and it will point you to this meeting point, the north, because in the center is the center of the Torus field of the earth. This is where the most electromagnetic energy is. You see, everything gets sucked into the black hole. Okay, this whole reality is being projected from that center point, just like your eyes suck in light. It's a black hole. Your eyes suck in the light of this light being emitted from this center place, this electromagnetic energy at the center, which is the seed of everything, of everyone. You see, just like an apple has the seed in the center in darkness, because in the center of the apple it's dark, it's black, it's pitch black, but that's where the seeds are, that's where the life is. But Polaris is so important because it's that center star which lines up. It is the pole, it's the top of the pole of the Torus field. So Polaris would be here at the very, very top. And this is where the compasses point you to. And this is why the Star of Ishtar, the 8-pointed star of the Sumerians, also talked about this 8-pointed star. and it's called the Star of Ishtar. Okay, and who is Ishtar? Ishtar is the goddess. Okay, so she's not a male, she's a female, because every creation is brought through a female, a womb. Every single human on earth is brought through the womb, the sacred feminine energy, and the womb is pure darkness. There's no light in a womb, just like the center of our realm. It's a black hole. Okay, and guess what? She's the god of fertility and sexuality. She is responsible for all life. Okay, so the Star of Ishtar is the Star of Polaris, which is symbolizing the responsibility for all life, the center of our realm, the black sun, the black hole. Okay, so this is what that god of Ishtar of the Sumerians is talking about, the goddess, the womb, the seed of creation. So this would be the portal, more than likely the portal in and out of our realm, because it's the top of the Torus field. And what's above this realm is the heavens. So this is where you get sucked in from the heavens. Your soul gets sucked in and brought onto this plane of existence called Earth. These are some space NASA symbols. Look how much Polaris symbolism there is, and notice how it's at the center. You see this circle? This is like a half circle, and at the center is an 8-pointed star of Ishtar. It's the same thing. It's Polaris. It's at the center. And notice on some of these, look, this one is a bear holding the key and an arrow pointing to the Polaris star, so that they hold the key to Polaris. Another one with like a demon holding a key to the what? Polaris on top of him. Also an eagle, which is a Masonic symbol, the eagle holding a key. On top of the center, you see, and notice how there's an arrow going up to the Polaris and an arrow down, as above, so below, to Earth. So you can go out of Earth and into Earth through Polaris, and the eagle holds the key. You see? The eagle holds the key, just like this. This demon dragon holds the key to Polaris. And look at this one, Earth, with an arrow up to Polaris, an 8-pointed star. So Polaris is more than likely that portal which the Anunnaki used, the Sumerian gods used, because the Anunnaki symbol is also an 8-pointed star. Okay, and like I said, that center is the seed of creation. The center is the black hole. Okay, just like your pineal gland is at the center of your brain. The pineal gland is at the center of your brain, and that's what connects you to that spirit realm, to the source. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all learned something today. Please leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe to the channel for more content. God bless you all.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
Welcome people. We're back with another video. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss a video. The Earth is a giant torus field consisting of a positive and a negative pole, the Sun being the cathode with positive charge and the moon being the anode with a negative charge. This is why the sun rules over the day, giving you lots of energy, and the moon taking your energy from you, making you go to sleep. Now, the plane that we live on is called the plane of inertia, and at the center of this plane of inertia is the North Pole. This is where the two electromagnetical energies meet. Now, this is where the most electromagnetic energy is stored. This is why all compasses will point north, because it's the most magnetic place in this reality. So the sun and the moon is spinning around this center point, which is stirring the ether of this reality and making everything move in circles, meaning this is a cycle. Everything's recycling itself. It's an organic simulation. The ancients also knew about this sacred land at the center of this reality, known as the North Pole. As you can see on this map from the 1500s of the North Pole, you can see 4 islands around this center black rock. Ancient civilizations like the Mayans, the Buddhists, and ancient Chinese also depict these 4 islands. The endless symbology of these sacred lands at the center has been going on for thousands of years. These sort of secrets are now kept by the elites, but as always they have to show the truth in plain sight, and this is what they are doing with the Windows symbol and also the Wizard of Oz. Now in the Wizard of Oz, as you can see, there's something called Munchkin Land. Munchkins are these unusually short people. Then on the ancient 1500s map it says Pygmy, and then the Pygmy people in mythology are also these unusually short people. Just like Santa and his elves, they come from the North Pole, and elves are these unusually short people. These stories that we are told about Santa and Munchkins are putting truth in plain sight about this sacred land. This sacred land at the center of the earth is where the aurora borealis comes from and is being emitted from this black hole in the center, also known as the black sun. The aurora borealis is the earth's aura, hence why it has the word aura inside of it. It is the life-giving essence to all life within this realm. As this dualistic reality we live in consists of both physical and spiritual, the black sun is like our sun for the spirit. It's our spiritual umbilical cord, connecting us to the spirit realm. And the rising sun is the opposite. It's our sun for our physical 666 carbon suits, known as our human body, our physical aspect. As it states in the 40,000-year-old emerald tablets, deep in Earth's heart lies the flower, the source of the spirit. The flower of life is as thine own place of spirit, and streams through the earth as thine flows through thy form, giving off life to the earth and its children. So the North Pole is the core of this spiritual reality, and the closer you get to it, the more spiritual and lucid it becomes. So the elites have covered this up in order for us to forget the true nature of this reality. And they did this cover up by introducing the globe model. Nicholas Copernicus was around in the 1400s, and he introduced the globe model. As you can see, he is a Freemason. He depicts himself with a globe and a Masonic compass in all of his paintings and portraits. Galileo was also a Freemason, as you could see in all of his portraits with a globe and a Masonic compass. He was also a massive part of introducing the globe model after Nicholas Copernicus. So yes, the globe model was a spiritual and political move to gain more control over the masses. After the globe model was then introduced, they introduced the theory of evolution by another Freemason, Charles Darwin. See how these two theories go hand in hand? They both degrade humanity, and they make you confused of where we actually came from. By hiding the true form of this divine creation and hiding the true power of each and every one of us, they maintain control over the masses. Now this is order out of chaos, known to be the 33rd degree slogan of Freemasonry. Now this is the Masonic cosmology, and as you can see, you have the checkered board for the duality, the 5-pointed star for the 5 elements, the 4 corners for the 4 pillars, the all-seeing eye, which is Polaris, the sun, the moon, and the 7 stars. So even Freemasons are taught the flat earth cosmology and the true form of this reality. Now the true nature of the sun, the moon, and the earth is shown and reflected through the Masonic compass. The Masonic compass is the sun, the moon, Polaris at the top, and the black sun at the bottom. It makes sense why all the scientists who introduced the globe model all used the compass and the globe together, because it's truth in plain sight. As I explained in my other video, all Freemasons have to take the oath, so it goes to show, why are we all learning these theories from Freemasons who can't talk about certain topics that they learn about? Why should we believe their theories when they're holding back the real truth about this reality? Now going on to NASA. NASA means to deceive in Hebrew, and they are also funded by the government. They are not a private company. The old owner of NASA, Werner von Braun, on his grave has the Bible verse Psalms 91. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Now why would the owner of NASA put this on his grave? Seems a bit suspicious to me, alongside with the NASA astronauts are all Freemasons. And not to mention the countless mistakes they've made on their live videos in space stations, the moon landing, and the CGI footage of the Earth, which is obviously photoshopped. Just by tricking the masses that they live on a spinning ball, the elites gain the perception of the masses. Not only does it hide the divine creation we're inside of, it hides the divine spark within you. It hides the creator, the source. And by believing in space and we live on a spinning ball, it makes people come to the interpretation of that we are a coincidence and we do not have any purpose. And of course this is false. When you come to realization that we are all a divine creation and we can create our own divine life in this reality, life becomes more sacred and you start to enjoy little things. The elites want you to believe everything exists only in the 5 senses. They want you constantly looking outside of yourself because they know that will keep you on lower states of consciousness. Now this brings me to our next point. By tricking the masses into the heliocentric model, the elites started to advertise aliens in the movies, in cartoons and magazines in the late 1940s. Now this is subconsciously programming us about aliens and extraterrestrial threats, which then they can use to their advantage. And this is something called Project Bluebeam. They are more than likely going to fake an alien invasion to push this 2040 agenda, which is for one government and one ruling currency. That's it for this video, guys and girls. Hope you all enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like and a comment. God bless you all.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
Welcome people. We're back with another video. Please make sure to hit the like, the subscribe button, and turn on notifications to never miss a video. The Vatican is a giant key from a bird's eye view, and it also contains an 8-pointed star. The Anunnaki Sumerian gods also depicted this 8-pointed star. The sky god Anu from the Anunnaki also uses the 8-pointed star for his symbol. And even Freemasons depict an 8-pointed luminary with a ladder and a key. This is symbolizing the key to ascension up to the 8-pointed star, which is Polaris. Polaris is always depicted as an 8-pointed star. Polaris is the standstill star at the very center of our realm, which is perfectly aligned with the North Pole. The Earth is a giant torus field, and at the center is where the most electromagnetic energy is stored. This is why all compasses point to the north. Hence why a compass is an 8-pointed star, because it points you to Polaris, which is the North Pole, the center of this realm. The 8 points of the 8-pointed star symbolize the 8 points in space and time. So yes, Polaris is the portal which you ascend through if you outgrow this consciousness by aligning your chakras. Our earthly realm is a macrocosmic reflection of us, and we as humans are the micro reflection, with the earth containing its 7 chakras as well as us. The North Pole is the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. So the key to ascension is held by the Vatican, hence why it's a giant key, because they mislead the masses through their religions, which teaches the masses to look outside of themselves. As stated in the 20,000-year-old emerald tablets written by the Egyptian god Thoth. On earth man is in bondage, bound by space and time to the earth plane. Encircling each planet a wave of vibration binds him to his plane of unfoldment. Yet within man is the key to releasement. Within man may freedom be found. So the 7 planets are associated with each 7 chakras. The lowest chakra being the root chakra, which is associated with Saturn. This is why the elites love Saturn and reflect it in all of their symbols, because the chakras are an ascension of spiritual principles, starting from the material and ascending up to the spiritual, the crown chakra. However, evil love bondage, and they are trapping souls in the physical realm by stopping and provoking the ascension process. They do this by abusing the energy of Saturn, and Saturn is associated with the lowest chakra. The lower 3 chakras are associated with survival mode, which keeps the consciousness in a constant state of fear and only aware of its surroundings. Once you start to ascend up your chakras, you become more consciously aware of spiritual deeds. And this is the process of returning back to your true spiritual form. Going back to Polaris and its connection to ascension, Kanye West symbolizes this on his music video 24. As you see him rise up into the sky, you see an 8-pointed shape around him, which symbolizes the 8-pointed star, as you see the beam of light. And even NASA symbolize this in their Space Delta logos, a bear holding a key with an arrow up to Polaris, the 8-pointed star. Here's another NASA logo of an arrow from the Earth to Polaris. The series Lock and Key on Netflix is all about portals and doorways, and they have the Kundalini energy as one of their keys. Kundalini energy is the energy which rises up the spine, the 33 vertebrae, and activates the third eye. The third eye is the spiritual gland, which connects humans to other spiritual realms. We are not the body. Our spirit, our soul inhabits the body. We exist physically, spiritually, and mentally. Therefore, we are multidimensional. The intellectual and spiritual inhabit the body. Therefore, this is just an avatar within this timeline.
However, within each and every one of us, we all have the key to releasement, as says in the Emerald Tablets. This releasement is ascension, up until higher states of consciousness. As stated in the Emerald Tablets, man is in process of changing to forms that are not of this world. Grows he in time to the formers, a plane on a cycle above, and another one saying, man is a flame bound to a mountain, but we in our cycle shall ever be free. Know ye, O man, that when ye have progressed into the cycle that lengthen above, life itself will pass to the darkness, and only the essence of the soul shall remain. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and comment any subjects you want me to talk about. God bless you all.
Hello and welcome to another video, people. Before we start, please like, comment and subscribe if you wish to see more content. Today we're going to be talking about the mental universe and how everything is mental. This is the #1 law on the Kabbalion. If you've never read that book, it's called The Kabbalion. A very good book. It's the first law because this is the most important thing you need to understand. Is how everything exists within the mind. Behind every single one of these eyes is the same consciousness expressed in different bodies. The mind is what gives perception to what you're experiencing. Behind every single one of these eyes is the exact same consciousness, but the brain that they inhabit is giving them a different perception, a different being, a different body. Now, this is the difference between humans and animals. Humans possess a advanced consciousness, an advanced mind that gives us the ability to be aware of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. We can reflect on ourselves. When a dog looks in the mirror or an animal looks in the mirror, it doesn't know what it's looking at. It doesn't realize it has a consciousness. It can't reflect on itself. It can't say, I want to improve in this area. It doesn't have that consciousness. We have a divine consciousness. Take away the N for divine, and you get with a D, put it with a D, you get divide, because we have a divided two-way consciousness. An animal only has one. However, it's still the same mind. We're all mind. We're all mental. We all exist within the mental plane. Look at this person walking. The body, the brain, is sending electrical signals through the 12 cranial nerves, which the 12 disciples that spread the gospel of Jesus, right? You have 12 cranial nerves in your brain. There are 12 disciples which spread the gospel of Jesus. Jesus represents the mind, the intelligence, the invisible intelligence that we all are, the same intelligence, the same exact consciousness, which then sends a command into the brain. Then the brain sends these 12 electrical signals through the 12 cranial nerves to control the rest of the body through the nervous system. This person walking is not, the body is not walking. The mind is telling it to walk. And the brain is it's a supercomputer which is decoding these demands given to it by the mind. Because the pineal gland will have something to do with the ether, because the ether is physical and non-physical. The mind is sending the commands through the ether to the pineal gland, which is then getting broken down into electrical codes within the brain and sent throughout the nervous system to control the body. And this is why in the Sims simulation, because the body's the simulation, it's a false reality, it's the fake reality, it's not the real you. You are formless, there is no form, but the third dimension is a dimension within your mind. Matter, mind, light is all a product of your mind. It's all in the mind. Now, this is why the Sims has this green little diamond on top of the head. Because this is you, this is your invisible intelligence controlling the character. Okay, it's controlling the character. And this character is in the world. Your consciousness isn't in the world. The world exists within you, but the body is a vehicle for that realm that you land in. When you have a dream, your mind transcends this body into another body, duplicates your body into another universe, unite. Unite is one. We're all one. It's all one universe, expressed in many different ways, infinitely. And the vehicle that you land in is the body to operate in that realm. This is the all-seeing eye, as you see here. The eye, this is all the intelligence. This is the ball of consciousness, God, expressed in different bodies. We're all this same one in different bodies, as you can see here. And this intelligence is expressing infinitely throughout the universe. An infinite universe. There's no beginning, no end. There was no beginning of the universe. There is no end. It's infinite. Always has and always will. But the mind is what gives you the ability to explore the universe, to make perception of it. We are God in disguise. We are God in disguise. We are God in flesh. But the body can become attached to the mind, can become attached to the body if the mind is not aware of itself. When the mind is that blinded by matter, and we lack knowledge and understanding of what we truly are, a formless, infinite being, a traveler. This is why Freemasons are called Freemasons. Mason means traveler. Free. You're a free traveler because your consciousness is a traveler of the universe. When we lack understanding, our mind bounds to the body because we don't separate the body with our different layers of consciousness. When we separate them and identify that we are mind, body, emotion, you then can apply this knowledge to when you want to astral travel and explore the different realms of your mind, because the mind is the universe. People, this is what we need to understand. The mind is the universe. I am you and you are me. This is the Egyptians showing you this. The Ankh is the symbol of life. This is the one ball of consciousness, mind, giving it the Ankh life to all the different life forms. The cows, the birds, the snakes, and the big Ankh given to the humans, because the humans are the most intelligent. We have the most advanced consciousness. We have the most advanced consciousness. This is why the one is giving a big Ankh to the humans here. Here you see it again. This is not the sun. This is also showing, Ankh giving out its life to all things infinitely. And this is the Most High. We are the Most High in disguise. When we strip off the body, we strip off the desires for the physical world, we strip off all of these fake identities that the mind gets attached to. That is God. The universe. You are the universe experiencing itself. I and I. The letter I and the number 1 is just one line. The letter I is the number 1. Because your I am, when you refer to yourself as I, every single one of you who's watching this video refers to yourself as I, which is the one. We are all the one. We are all intelligence. We are all invisible. We are all the one. 1 is the only number. 1, 2, 3. Everything goes up in ones because there is only one. Doesn't matter how far you go down the line with numbers, all of their numbers are created by 1 because there is only one. So me and you are the exact same consciousness expressed in different bodies. Mind. Cause. There is only one cause. There is only one mind. There is only one being. But because we lack understanding of this, we think we are the bodies. And this causes division because the physical world is the most illusionary world. It's an illusion. It's all an illusion. Now you see with the two, you look with the 2 eyes, but you see with the inner eye, the mind. Okay? The mind is the mental plane is a shared plane. And it gives perception to what you're looking at. The mind. I'm affecting you when I speak. Because the mental plane is shared. We all share mind. We all express mind. When I'm speaking to you, I'm affecting you because we are mind. So the words that I'm saying, which are being manifested from my mind, are being manifested through my body into vibration, is affecting you. I'm affecting you with what I'm saying. And these words are having an effect on your mind because we're all mind. This is why you need to be careful what you're listening to, music and all sorts. Because music can also create thought loops within your mind. Because the chorus, we shouldn't be listening to choruses. Choruses are loops. And what they're saying in the chorus is being looped. And this can create thought loops within your mind. Go and listen to an old song that you used to listen to about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Go and listen to an old song and you guess what? You will get nostalgia. Why will you get nostalgia? Because that song will trigger the thoughts that you were thinking in that time of listening to that song. So songs with choruses create thought loops and they reprogram your subconscious mind. It's important why music is very powerful. Mine and mind, same word. See, language is the truth, people. This is why I use language in all of my presentations, especially the English language. It's riddled with occult truth. I is my me, I, you and me, or I, one. We are not the name, we are I. Every single one of you is I, because we are all the one, all mind. Now, the only thing that is truly mine is my mind. When you say something is mine, it's an illusion. It's not yours. The only thing that is mine is mind, my mind. Okay? It's my mind. It's the only thing. It's the same word, mind and mind. Like I said before, everything's one. Hot and cold is different degrees of the same thing, of the one substance, of degrees. The 7 colors are different frequencies of the one white light. Everything is one. There is only one. We are all one. Everything is one. Hot, cold, day, night. It's the same degree of one, which is mind. The mind's perception is what's giving it, labeling it hot or cold. The mind's perception of colors is what is giving it red or purple, hot or cold. There is only mind. The mind gives things perception. There is only one, that is mind. The conscious and the subconscious mind. The male and the female, these are married. The subconscious mind is your hidden part of the mind. Okay, it's hidden. You can access it through different meditations and Reiki teachings and dreams or manifestations of your subconscious. This is how you know mind and matter are one, because your mind creates matter in dreams. Your subconscious manifests everything in a dream, in the astral realms. The conscious is what you're conscious of, what you're consciously thinking of. So me, I am conscious that I am speaking into this mic and creating this video. My subconscious mind is the hidden part of the mind, which is speaking to my heart, telling it to beat. It's telling my food to digest. It's regulating all my blood. It's doing everything in my body without me being conscious of it. Without me being conscious. The subconscious is the feminine. The conscious is the male. The Bible, of course. Proverbs 12:4. Helpful, not helpful, an excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. You can take that physically, you can take that literally, or you can take it metaphysically. See, the Bible's written in such a way where you can take it as your level of realization. He who loves his wife loves himself. If you love your subconscious, if you love yourself, you speak good about yourself, because your subconscious takes everything literally. If you say, I hate you to someone, your subconscious does not know the difference between me and someone else. It only thinks me, me, me. Why? Because mind is the only thing that exists. You are mind, I am mind. If I say, I hate you, you're saying that to yourself. Your subconscious picks that up and says, I hate myself. And that's telling your subconscious that's what you want. Because your subconscious manifests 90% of your behavior. The programs within your subconscious. Tying your shoelace is a program. You don't need to be conscious of it. You can just do it because it's a program. It's deeply interwoven in the subconscious. Driving your car, texting on your phone. You don't have to think about what letter. You just do it because you know where the letters are. It's a program. Therefore, if you look after your subconscious, they are a married couple. It's your wife. Your subconscious is your wife. And it manifests 90% of your daily basis thought patterns, actions, behaviors, emotions, all the things that you all the trauma that you've experienced is stored within your subconscious, which is affecting you. So let's say you were in a car crash 10 years ago. and you had a really traumatic event, you really hurt yourself, and you had a very, very, very strong emotion that you felt of pain, that will still affect you today. And why? Because it will manifest into your behavior. How? Well, you'll be cautious of what cars to go in and who. You'll be cautious because of that event that stood within your subconscious, because of that feeling you felt was so painful and so strong. It's still manifesting into your behavior today. For example, you won't go in certain cars, you won't go with certain drivers. The subconscious stores everything, all your memories, the programs, and everything. So if you trick your subconscious, that's how you manifest your life. If you trick the subconscious, you already have something. And therefore it will manifest into your life and into your behavior, thoughts, and actions. This is why the golden rule is to treat others like you want to be treated. Because I am you and you are me. We are all subconscious. We all have subconscious. Whatever I do to you, I do to me. Because my subconscious picks that up and thinks I'm speaking to me. Mind is very powerful. Whatever I do to you, I do to me. Treat others like you want to be treated. The golden rule. That is the only rule we need in this realm, in the universe. If everyone understood this rule and how the subconscious works and how karma works, we'd live in heaven on earth, the Garden of Eden, the golden age. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Where your heart is, there will be your treasure. Your heart's the emotions. This is the storehouse of emotions. This is where you feel emotions. You have to let your emotions move through you, not become you. You can't let your emotions become you. But except be like the sky and let them pass through you. Be like the clouds and the stars passing over. Let them pass through you. Do not let them become you. And this is how emotions can take over your mind. We are driven by, when a man is driven by emotions, he has no self to control. You must control the mind, because the mind can be corrupted. Because your thoughts are electrical in the brain. Your thoughts come from the mental plane. So how the mind works is that you place your attentions on something in the mind, and infinite information just flows in. Think about it. When you think of a certain topic, as soon as you think of that topic, information comes flying into your mind. Different ideas, ping, ping, ping. It's all connected. It's why we call it a mindset, because your mind sets itself to frequencies. And when we think of something, we tap into that frequency, and just the universe, the mind, the mental plane just flows in information based on that frequency and that thought. The universe is just information. All of the information out there, nothing is new. It's all there. You just have to tap into it. You can tap into these different thoughts, and it's all there. Everything already exists within the mental plane. You don't think anything. You receive thoughts. We all share the mental plane. We affect each other. I'm affecting you. Speaking, listening to me is affecting your mental plane, your mind. The physical plane is the lowest plane. It's the world of effect. Everything you see in the physical plane is the effect of mind. Like I said, the person walking is the effect of their mind telling the body to walk. The physical plane is the lowest dimension of your mind. Mother Earth, we are in a mother. We're in the womb still. The Earth is feminine. It looks after you. It provides you with food for free. It grows on trees, with water. It's Mother Earth. It's the womb. the dome above your head is your mother's belly. Okay, is your mother's belly. You're in the womb still. You're forever in the womb because your mind's constantly expanding. Because when the baby's mind figures out that there is a reality outside of its mother, starts to hear the people on outside of its mother, what does it do? It figures a way out of the mother, and it becomes born again in the water, in a hospital, into the other world. It's the same with our minds. When our minds figure out there is other worlds beyond this physical, we explore them. The astral plane, for example. You figure a way out of the body. Because when you're the firmament, look at the word firmament, meant at the end. Firm is firm, something strong, something like a rock is firm. If your mind is firm like a rock, you will be stuck under the firmament. So, for example, people who are very programmed and can't think outside the box, they have a firm mind and they'll be stuck under the firmament because your mind is the only thing that's keeping you under the firmament. It's the only thing. When you're doomed, doom is dome. This is the dome, which is your head. Your head is the dome. Above your head, above the earth is the dome, the ethereal barrier. But that's just an external manifestation of your head. You don't leave the earth, you leave your body to leave the earth, because your body is the earth. It's a dimension within your mind. So when you're doomed, you're domed. Your reality is your level of realization. You realize something, or when you have an idea, the mind, and the EYE or I, same thing, mind, it's all mind. Reality is your level of realization. You realize there's other worlds, that's your reality. Your perception's your reality. Mind in Latin is mens. Jesus was known as the fisher of men, which is the fisher of minds. He was fishing minds worthy of knowing the higher truth, the deeper occult knowledge. Jesus figured out that we are all God. And he got killed for it, because in that age they were trying to suppress this information. Jesus figured out he was God, because we are all God, every single one of you, and they killed him. Because we're all mind. We are not the body. We're the invisible intelligence, which is God. But you are not God if your mind is attached to this physical world, to the worldly pleasures. If you master your mind and travel the depths of your mind, that is God. Mental and men. Look at the word mental. It has men in it. Men in the Bible means mind. Here you see Masonic. The Masonic symbol with the eye, the mind. Looking over, everything is the one. Everything comes from the one. Look at all the lines coming off it, giving its life to all of the life forms. Down here on the bottom, you have duality, black and white. Up here, you have singularity. One and the two. Unification and division. The lower self is divided into the left and the right. So the Bible even says, I forgot what verse it is, but it says, it's better to go through life with one eye than to have two and be cast into the fiery abyss of hell. I'm not sure what verse it is, but you can research it yourself. It's better to go through life with one eye, to be unified. unified consciousness, dimension. No-brainer. No-brainer. The language tells you the truth, people. Dimension. The dimensions are in your mind. Entertainment. Entertain the mind. Disappointment. It's all in the mind. Environment. The environment that you are in is a product of your mind. Within, rearranged spells high twin. Within is your mind, and your external world is mirrored from the decisions you make in your mind. Advertisement, commitment, it's all meant, it's all mind, everything is mind. Everything. So, this is important. The collective thoughts and collective beliefs. The collective, because we all share the mental plane. And because of this is why we are in a weakened state of consciousness at the moment. Because the collective thoughts and the collective minds overall are asleep. And they don't believe in anything. You see, everything is true within the mind. You think of something, it is there instantly. You think of a chair, it's there in your mind. You think of anything, it's there instantly. So everything's true within the mind. Anything can happen in the mind. Anything can happen on the physical plane if the collective consciousness, the collective minds, believe it to be true. This is why back in the days, in the ancient days, you look at all the old world stuff, you see all this crazy technology, and it's because as a collective, as humanity back then, they believed that they had much more open minds. Therefore, the things manifested in the physical world were a lot more out of the box, so to say, compared to today. For example, magic is not as powerful today because the masses don't believe in it. It's still powerful, don't get me wrong, but if the masses believed, or if everyone knew magic could be real, because it is, anything's real in the mind, it would be a lot more powerful. You see? So and what they're trying to do is create a hive mind worldwide. They're trying to make one religion, an external god. What happens when you worship something external? You give energy to it, because where attention goes, energy flows. Where your mind gives attention to, energy goes there. And when we all believe in external gods and give our worship and our power to these external things, we all give energy to it, which will manifest as a demon in the astral planes. It's a hive mind. They're trying to make a hive mind to summon our energy. Trying to summon our energy. And it through mind, through collective thoughts. The hive mind. They want one religion, one government, one currency, one belief system. And that will create a hive mind, which will limit our consciousness, which will limit what we can do in the physical world. Because if everyone doesn't believe in certain things, it cannot happen, because it's all in mind. Mind is so powerful. I am you and you are me. I hope you all enjoyed this video, people. If you haven't already, join the Wisdom Academy. The Wisdom Academy, we have many occult lectures just like this one. Also, we have just launched Mindwave Hub. If you want genuine frequencies, genuine binaural beats, because the ones on YouTube, the ones on Spotify, Apple Music, they're all tuned to A440 Hertz, which shuts down the right hemisphere of the brain. If you want to gain access to your true consciousness, your mind, you need to balance the two hemispheres and balance the chakras. You can do that externally by listening to binaural beats. If you want true frequencies, true binaural beats to hemisync the chakras, hemisync the brain, to gain access to the different dimensions of your mind, well, you can gain access anyway, but it's going to help you if you're trying to learn this. Join Mindwave Hub. The link will be in the description. Listen to the binaural beats, meditate to them, listen to when you go to sleep. They'll massively benefit you. Thank you all, people. Hope you had an amazing, lesson. Hope you learned a lot. And please subscribe. God bless you all.
Welcome back everyone to another video. Today we're going to cover everything that you need to know about the mind, starting with the two aspects of the mind, the conscious and the subconscious. The male aspect of your mind is the conscious. This is the 10% of your mind. The conscious part of your mind is only aware of everything around you, your vision, your sight, your smell, your taste, your hearing, and your current state of emotion and thought. Every thought that you consciously think about has an emotion directly attached to it. That emotion is then impressed onto the subconscious part of the mind. The subconscious part of the mind is the female aspect of your mind. It is also a whopping 90% of your mind. Subconscious mind is controlling all of the subconscious processes which happen within your body. For example, your subconscious mind is controlling your heartbeat, your digestion of food, and all of the things that you do not have to tell the body to do. It is the hidden part of our mind which is controlling all of the hidden things. The subconscious mind is like a recording supercomputer. Everything that you have experienced in your life is all recorded and stored within the subconscious mind. One of the most important things about your subconscious mind is that it stores your mental programs. Everything in the subconscious mind manifests into behavior and actions within the body. Your daily basis routine and habits are all mental programs within your subconscious mind. These mental programs are created by mainly two ways. 1, repetition, and 2, emotional impact. The repetition is fairly simple to understand. The more you do something, the more it impresses onto your subconscious mind and becomes a program. That program will then manifest into your behavior. However, with the emotional programs, they work a bit different. The stronger that you feel an emotion, the stronger it is impressed onto the subconscious mind. And then that emotion becomes a program. For example, you had a very traumatic moment happen when you were a young child. The emotion that you felt was so strong in that moment that it impressed into your subconscious mind so hard that you can recall that moment like it was yesterday. That traumatic event that happened to you when you were young will still manifest into your daily basis behavior even to this day. However, it manifests subconsciously. For example, if you were in a car crash, you will be wary to enter cars with certain people. All because of that traumatic emotion that you felt and impressed onto your subconscious mind. Another example of the subconscious manifesting into our behavior is posting on Instagram. Most of the time, the reason why you post is because your subconscious mind is seeking gratification. So before you actually do something, question yourself and find out the root cause of why you are doing this. Another thing that you need to understand about the subconscious mind is that it takes everything you say and hear literally. So for example, if you go and say you are an idiot to someone, your subconscious mind will only pick up the word idiot. It only knows yourself. It doesn't know anyone else. You are casting a spell on yourself just by saying that to someone else. This is why the golden rule is to treat others like you'd like to be treated. Now, You can rewrite these programs which are already in your subconscious mind. However, it does take consistency. You have to change these programs which have been running for years. And by changing these programs, you change your behavior, because these programs manifest into your behavior. The best way to do this, personally, is to listen to affirmations first thing when you wake up in the morning, and do this for 10 minutes every single morning. Then at night time, you want to think and feel that you are becoming the reality that you desire. The more that you feel this reality, the more it will become a program and impress your subconscious mind. For example, you're trying to gain financial freedom. If you trick your subconscious mind into creating a program saying that you are financially free, this will manifest into your behavior. You will start doing more work. You will start looking for ways to make money. Your mind will be set on the frequency of money and financial freedom. Therefore, you will receive thoughts based around this program. If you take enough action, your life will dramatically change because of this program that you created in the mind. This is why we call it a mindset, because your mind is a frequency tuner which sets its frequency onto different thoughts, because thoughts are frequency. If you fill your mind with a specific frequency, you will gain thoughts and ideas based around that frequency. To create a stable mind, you need to master your emotions. You need to change your mindset. Everything that you experience is neutral. Based upon the mindset that you see it, you either give it a positive or negative charge. By understanding this deeply, you will then control your emotions. I hope you gained some wisdom and enjoyed this video. Please, if you can, leave a comment and a like, and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Love and light to you all.
The earth has become a realm in order to trap souls within, so that they can harness our electricity, our energy. Even the Bible is talking about how this realm is controlled by the wicked one in John 5:19. We know that we are the children of God, and that the whole world is under the control of the evil one. Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So the Bible is telling us that this is not the only world. There are other worlds, there are other realms that we can go to, considered as heaven. Heaven being a higher realm where there is no evil, no darkness. This is a midpoint realm where there is good and evil. Now, we're going to explain how the soul trap is how it's working, and how your soul is being harnessed for its energy, and how you are tricked to come back to this realm after death. What you need to understand is that you are the invisible intelligence behind the physical body. You are the mind and soul. The soul is the true you, the good you. It is pure love, pure bliss, eternal, never dies. The mind can be corrupted though. The mind is the intelligence of the soul. It is invisible. It has no true form. The intelligence inhabits the brain. The brain is the computer to control the electrical machine called the nervous system, which is choice, program, and action. You are the invisible intelligence behind the body, and this will prove it even more. You do not even see into the external world. you are seeing a image produced by the brain, because the light is being sucked through the retinas of the eyes. The image is produced in the visual cortex at the back of the brain. What does this mean? This means that we are the consciousness in the center of the brain, in the pineal gland, that is experiencing the program being ran by the central nervous system in the brain. This is the sigil of Lucifer. Lucifer in Latin is Lucy. Lucy is light in Latin. Lucifer is known as the light bearer. This is how the eyes work, people. It's not a demon or a devil. The sigil for Lucifer is how the eyes work, and how the left eye is controlled by the right brain. The right eye is controlled by the left brain. There is a crossover. It's the same with the body. The left side of the body is controlled by the right brain. The right side of the body is controlled by the left brain. There's a crossover with our hemispheres in the brain. Now, this empty chamber in the center of the brain is where this universal cosmic intelligence is hell, known as the most holy place in the Bible, the throne of God. Okay, this is above the 33 vertebrae on the spine. As you can see here, you are the being in the center of this point. All of the nerves are being sent back to this one particular point, which is the seat of our invisible intelligence. You can see it's an empty chamber. Our consciousness, our intelligence is not a physical thing. This intelligence is the true voice inside of your head. This is why your head is heaven, your heart is earth, your heel is hell. Your head is heaven because this is the seat, the throne of God. God is in heaven because the consciousness, this divine intelligence that's controlling the body, is sat in the center of the brain. The brain is taking commands of this invisible intelligence. When you close your eyes, you can feel your awareness, your consciousness, your intelligence is all in the brain. Your awareness is not in the feet, the heart, the legs, the arms. It's all in the center of the brain. Now, if you meditate deeply, you will find that you are beyond the mind. You are the being observing the thoughts. You are the soul observing the thoughts. Now, with this being said, you are the consciousness experiencing the program being ran by the central nervous system in the brain, because you're not seeing into the external world. It's an image, it's a simulated image produced by the brain and the central nervous system. You do not experience the external world. You do not feel the external world. You feel electrical impulses on your nervous system. Your nervous system is decoding what you are feeling. So the only thing that you truly feel is the electrical impulses on your nervous system. This is why the nervous system is the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because it gives your invisible intelligence, your mind, the knowledge of good and evil. It can detect good things, it can detect bad things. If it's hot, if it's warm, if I need to go, the nervous system is doing this. It is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, now this universal intelligence is symbolized as the single eye. Okay, Matthew 18:9. It is better for you to enter life with one eye than to have two eyes and to be thrown into the fire of hell. What does this mean? It's symbolic, it's metaphorical, people. It is metaphoric. Your universal intelligence is the single eye, the one eye. It's the balance between the two poles, between the left and the right, the good and the evil. It knows the right thing to do all the time. This is our inner guide. The inner self is the inner guide. And when you are operating your life off duality, using your two eyes, you'll be thrown into the fire of hell, lower states of consciousness, because you're split. You need to live in oneness, even, balance. Matthew 6:22, the light of the body is the eye. The light of the whole body is the eye. You are a light being. Human. Hue means an attribute of a color. Man is the word manifested. We are light manifested into physical form. Depending on your vibration is depending on what color that you are vibrating on, which is a hue, a human. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body should be full of light. Again, it's talking about the single eye, oneness, completeness. When you balance the hemispheres of the brain, we'll go over that later. But anyways, the body is the earth. This is what we need to understand, people. The body is running the simulation, the program that our consciousness is experiencing. So when we leave the body during death and astral projection, we leave the earth. This is how it works. The body is the vehicle for the earth, for this realm. Everything exists within our mind. You have the soul, mind, and body. The soul is the observer, the watcher, the true being. This is why she has many different heads, because the soul inhabits different bodies. This is the serpent, which means knowledge, which is the mind, wisdom. And this is the body, soul, mind, and body, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. The mind is the bridge between the soul and the body. So what do I mean? When you astral project, you are using your mind to project your awareness, your observing consciousness outside of the physical body. The mind is the projector, projecting consciousness. By using your mind, you can project your consciousness outside of the body, which is known as the astral realms, which is known as walking on water. Jesus was never walking on physical water, people. It's metaphorical for leaving the physical body. The water is the ether, which is the veil between the physical and the astral realm. It's a fluid substance. It's on either side. It's physical and astral. The ether is the fifth element that they hide from us. Why? Because they're trapping you in the physical. They are hiding all of these realms. Etheric, astral, and mental. People think their mind is their brain. It's two separate dimensions. These are completely different dimensions. The mind is way more intelligent. The mind is formless. There is no form to the mind. You can think anything you want. You can manifest anything you want within your mind. It is not a physical object. The physical realm is being controlled by the mind. Everything's being controlled by the mind. Everything exists within the mind. This is why the Egyptian says the universe is mental. So when we project our consciousness outside of the physical, we go to the astral. The ether is the water that Jesus is walking on. This is the veil between the physical and the astral world. The word together has ether within it because it joins the two worlds together, together, the astral and the physical. The word either is ether because the ether is on either side, physical and astral, physical and spiritual, physical and non-physical. In the astral realm, the mind can manifest anything we want. We incarnate to restrict our minds. This is why Saturn, if you go and watch my video on Saturn, how Saturn is this simulation, okay? Our minds can manifest anything we want in the astral plane in the click of a finger. However, when we incarnate in matter, we now have to labor for our manifestations. This is why Saturn's known as the great teacher in astrology, because he teaches you a lesson. When your mind incarnates into matter, it's teaching your mind a lesson. the knowledge of good and evil. This is why the Bible says you shall be gods and know the knowledge of good and evil. When you incarnate here, you have to know the knowledge, you need to know the knowledge of good and evil to become a god. Okay? Now the square is the physical plane, the triangle's the ethereal plane, the circle's the eternal plane. The circle has no beginning, no end, it's eternal. The physical plane is the square, it's limited. The square is limited. The cube is the geometric shape which gives rise to matter. Now the term think outside the box has truth in plain sight. You have to think outside the box to project your consciousness, use your mind to project your consciousness outside of the box, the physical plane, into the astrals. The astral realm is the realm of the stars. Above us is the stars. Through the stars is the astral plane. This is why astral has the word star within it. The devil is the de-veil. When you sell your soul to the devil, quote unquote, it's metaphorical. The devil exists in the physical plane. It's the lowest state of consciousness. The de-veil, you de-veil yourself into the physical when you are the devil. The de-veil. The ethereal plane. Now, we also know what the famous symbol of the all-seeing eye, right? The all-seeing eye with the eye in the triangle. Look at the Masonic artwork showing you the triangle above in the sky. This is symbolizing the ethereal planes. The eye in the triangle symbolizes your invisible intelligence, your mind, which has the ability to see on either side. Because the triangle is the ethereal plane, the eye is your consciousness, your intelligence, and this intelligence has the ability to see in the physical plane and to see in the ethereal planes, in the astral planes. This is why it's above the earth, it's above the ground, because it can see here, it can see in the heavenly realms. Now, the stars are, well, this is known as heaven, the realms of the astral planes. This is some quotes from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Out of the darkness ye must rise upwards, one with the light and one with the stars. Man is in process of changing to forms that are not of this world. Grows he in time to the formless, a plane on the cycle above. So there's other worlds. The Bible's telling you there's other worlds, there's other realms. Know ye must become formless before ye are one with the light, the astral light above, which shining through the stars. Not of the earth are ye, earthy, but a child of the infinite cosmic light. You are the invisible intelligence controlling the physical body. The body's not you. It's the vehicle that your soul lands in when your mind projects your consciousness into that realm. Free from the body, I flashed through the night. Unlocked at last for me was the star space. Wow, that's powerful. The star space, the astral planes. This is what it's talking about. We are all a star. We descended from the astrals, which is the star. We are all a star. Look at the ancient paintings of Jesus' birth. It's the star beaming his consciousness down into the physical plane. Here's another one. Here's some Freemasonic artwork showing you, again, the ether, that invisible intelligence, the eye, manifesting itself inside of here, in the physical realm, where the people are. You see? It's the same here. This is Jesus. Here's the bird symbolizes the Holy Spirit, your invisible intelligence, descending into the waters, the ether, the ethereal, everything. The ether's the base of all physical matter. Here's Truth in Plain Sight. Mr. Bean, the famous TV program in England, in the UK. He begins the program like we all begin the program for falling from the stars. He falls down with a beam of light. And this is Truth in Plain Sight. This is false. Aliens don't exist, they're a lie, alien. But this symbolizes the star beaming our consciousness, and when we die, this star will suck us back up. Just like this UFO is doing. It's truth in plain sight. So, this is some more Freemasonic artwork, going from duality to singularity. Sun, moon, masculine, feminine. Right hemisphere, feminine, left hemisphere, masculine. The consciousness in the center, the balance point. Here's another more Freemasonic artwork. The two pillars, left and right hemispheres, and the invisible intelligence between the left and right hemispheres, the light of the body. This is why light's coming off it. Because it's light, it's pure light. The blazing star. The stairs go from the checkered board, the duality, up to oneness, in between the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine. This is symbolizing going into oneness. What did the Emerald Tablet say? You've got to become one with the stars, one with the one with the self. Balancing the two hemispheres so that you can gain, because when the two hemispheres are balanced, you can gain a more deeper connection with your invisible intelligence. Same with the chakras. When the chakras, the 7 seals in the Bible, these are 7 seals because when you conquer the 7 chakras, when you balance the 7 chakras, you then gain a more deeper connection with your internal self. Because your mind is not filled, it's not being ran, it's not being dominated by these 7 deadly sins, the 7 seals, the 7 chakras. These are 7 energy centers which are concealing our true form. Balance makes us have a stronger connection with our true cosmic intelligence. Heaven is even. This is why Jesus is pointing at the heart. The even point is the heart. You got to balance the chakras and live from the heart, because the heart is the earth. You're in good and evil. The body manifests the lower and the higher self. The higher self is in the higher parts of the body. Wisdom, intuition, expression. The lower self is in the lower parts of the body. Sex, food, and power. This is how they are trapping your soul, people. Like I said, the mind is the bridge between the soul and the body. So by tricking the mind, not giving it the right knowledge, and keeping the mind stuck in the lower 3 centers, thinking about power, food, and sex, this is low vibrating energy. It's going to keep your mind addicted to the physical realms. Okay? This is why you need to go even, balance, heaven. Okay? I will explain the soul trap in a second, how it fully works. But I'm telling you all the science behind it so you can understand. When you are doomed, you are domed. This is the dome, the firmament, the firmament, the mind. Ment is mind, firm is firm. A firmament is doomed under the firmament. You must have a loose mind, an open mind to expand your consciousness beyond the stars, beyond the ethereal barrier. You have to vibrate higher than this world. Your consciousness must be expanded more than the physical plane. You need to learn how to astral project. You need to learn how to leave the body, how to operate outside of the body, so that when you do leave the body, you will have recognition. You will have knowledge. You will have practice. But this is as above, so below. The woman's belly is the earth. It's as above, so below. It's a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are the children in the womb. We are the people in the earth being ready to be born into the heavenly realms. As above, so below. It's a microcosm, macrocosm. Everything is in everything on a bigger and a smaller and a larger scale. Now, when the baby figures out that there is a world beyond its mother, what happens? the baby starts to move around and tries to get out of the mother. Because once it starts to hear the external world, starts to hear people, it's going to wonder, what's outside of why am I in here? What's outside? So the baby will force its way out of the mother. It's the same with our minds, as above, so below. When our minds figure out that there are other realms beyond this world, we will seek a way out. This is the womb, the Mother Earth, Mother Nature. It's the mother. We're in the womb. We can be born out of this world, which is being born again in the Bible. When you are doomed, you are domed under the dome, under the firmament, the firm mind. The firm mind will keep you under the firmament. Due to the law of polarity, there has to be other realms. There has to be. Because the law of polarity works in this world, and it will work on every scale possible. It's universal laws. These are universal laws. The law of polarity means that there are other realms polarizing this realm. There is a hell, there is a heaven. There is a midpoint, which is Midgard, which is the one we are in now. Earth, heart. Earth is the heart. Heart is the center, good and bad. The balance between good and bad. Your reality is your level of realization. Your mind realizes other worlds, you will seek a way to them worlds. It's that simple. The soul trap is to keep you stuck in this physical body, which is the earth. This body is the earth. It's running the program, like I said at the beginning. It's running the simulation that your consciousness is experiencing. You are an electromagnetic being, and you're hidden in a cage, your rib cage, and you're stuck in cells, a prison cells. Look, you're in cells. We produce electromagnetic energy. Your soul produces this energy. And by trapping your consciousness inside of this physical realm, they harness this energy within the astral realms. They're using you to manifest demons, because your mind creates demons through emotions and mental thought energy, which is a whole nother video. I can make a video on that. You're manifesting everything for them because they're trying to create a hive mind. This is why they want everyone to believe in one belief system, one government, one belief system, one religion, because they're creating a hive mind. This hive mind will manifest and be summoned within the astral planes, because the mind manifests the astral plane. The astral plane is the realm of imagination. The mental plane is the realm of just thought alone. The etheric plane is the energy. The physical plane is the matter. So all of our minds together are manifesting these demons within these subconscious realms, the astral. Now, how are they keeping you stuck to this realm? Well, when you die and you're stuck in your lower three chakras, okay, when your mind and soul detaches from the body, which is the earth, when you leave the earth, you're still going to have these mental addictions to the food, the sex, the materialism, the phone, the cigarettes, everything. This is why they get you addicted to everything possible. The TikTok, the YouTube, they get you addicted to as many things possible. Because when your mind is addicted to these things, and when this mind leaves the physical body, you're still gonna have these addictions. Okay? You're still gonna have these thoughts. And you will be manifested into the lower astral realms because you're thinking materialistic, you're thinking negative, because your level of realization was your reality. You were manifesting hell on the earth. When you leave the body, you're going to manifest hell in the astral planes, which means you'll be vibrating on the very low, which will put you in the lower astral realms. So guess what? You're going to come back. You're going to come back into materialism. You're going to reincarnate. Because you haven't prepared for life after death. You must detach from the external world. Okay? Moon is mind. The sun is the soul. The earth is the body. The moon is the mind. This is why we say lunatic. In your mind, you have a specific mood. Moon. Money, M-O-N, is the moon. Money exists in the mind. They get you addicted to the money. The Bible's telling you this. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's telling you. Of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Who knew that the Bible was this deep? Matthew 16:26, what good will it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? James 4:4, don't you know that friendship with this world means enmity against God? Therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of this world, of the world, becomes an enemy of God. John 4:4, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. It's talking about the invisible intelligence. It's greater than the physical world. John 2:15, do not love this world, nor the things it offers you. Because this world will create you to, if your mind has attachments to what this world offers, sex, money, and power, pretty much, you will reincarnate here. You will come back here. Because when you leave the body, your mind will still have these addictions. Do not love the world, nor the things it has to offer you. All of this is in my newly published book. The paperback versions are now available. Finally, for all the people who have been waiting, the Book of Wisdom. All of this knowledge is inside of the Book of Wisdom. The paperbacks are available. There's worldwide shipping. You can get it anywhere, pretty much, any country. My new website, it's amazing. There's going to be some amazing products coming on the new website. But I thank you all for the support. Before I leave, I need to explain what is going on with the soul trap. Like I said at the beginning, the mind's the bridge between the soul and the body. The body's the realm. By tricking your mind with false knowledge, they are keeping your soul stuck to this realm. They get you addicted to all the physical things, and that is it. As soon as you're addicted and you die, you're going to come back. So by tricking your mind, which is the bridge between the realms, they keep your mind stuck within this body. They keep you in physicality. They deveil you, the devil, the deveil. Thank you all for the support, people. If you do want to join the Academy, all the links will be posted below this video for the book, The Academy. Thank you all for the support, and have an amazing day.
What is good, people? We're back with another video, and this is going to be talking about the connection between the micro and the macro. You know, you are the universe, everything is inside of you. So the first thing you need to understand is that the law of mentalism, we are a thought in the creator's mind, everything's being thought into existence. We have a spark of this mind, this same mind of the creator, and everything is a state of mind. Particles or atoms, whatever you want to call them, are a mental thing. They're a product of the mind. Everything's thought into existence. Thoughts influence everything. Thoughts are energetic effects which send out waves into the quantum field around you. And your consciousness is actually the universe experiencing itself, expressing itself. and viewing itself. So we are the creator, but viewing itself in separate bodies. And this is why they call the material world the world of illusions, because everything's separate here, but we all forget that we are all one. We've all been brainwashed to think we're all separate, but we're all one. We're all the same mind, the same consciousness, everything. So everything's created out of toroidal fields. God created the toroidal field. That's the only thing that exists, because the atoms are toroidal fields, and it's the basis behind all creation. As you can see it in the owl's eyes, it creates the infinity symbol. And this was the apple. The apple is a toroidal field, and the toroidal field is made out of dielectricity, which is ether. Ether is black light, and this is counter space. This is another realm. This is what creates God to be omnipresent, to be everywhere at one place at all times. He is everywhere because ether is everywhere. Ether is infinite potential. It connects everything together, and that's what energy moves through. It moves through the ether, and that's black light. Everything is light, as it says in John 4:2. God is light. Everything's a vibrational state of light. So the torus field is made out of dielectricity, ether, black light, magnetism, which is white light, which is the center of the toroidal field. And magnetism radiates, it has no vibration. And then when white light splits, it turns into electricity, which is physical material, and that has a vibration. This is the Holy Trinity: the sun, the moon, Saturn. Saturn, the god of materialism. If you've watched my videos on Saturn, you know that Saturn is crystallizing everything into physical matter. And that's why his old name was El. The ancients called him El. And this is why we get L electricity. This is where L electricity comes from, because L electricity is only a product of the physical world, which is redshift, blueshift, Adam and Eve. And this is what creates the redshift, blueshift is a product of magnetism. When magnetism, white light splits, and this gives us vibration. And this is what creates the toroidal field, which is the basis of all physical creation. The sine wave is created out of the magnetic wave and the electric wave. The electric wave is the blue wave, and the magnetic wave is the straight wave, which is radiation. This is vibration, frequency. So the magnetic wave is straight, and then you have longitude and amplitude, which is depth, which is dimension. You see how the electric wave has depth and a dimension. This is why you get the cross. This is the cross of Earth. This is the symbol of Earth, of bondage, of physical matter, because it consists of magnetic wave and depth, which is electric wave. And this is where you get the sun cross or the Earth cross, whatever you want to call it. It's the cross of physical matter, and the ancients knew this. This is why they used that symbol. Redshift, blueshift, which is the toroidal field, is the basis of all creation, physical creation. And this is why you have the police siren is red and blue. The Matrix movie, red pill, blue pill. You have red blood and blue blood in your body. The Democrat and Republic, the two parties, red and blue. Like your taps, on your taps, you have a red and blue tap. One's generative and one's destruction. Fire, destruction, water, generative. So this is the basis of all things. And electric wave has dimension, like I've already said, depth, material, and it's measured in hertz. It's measured in hertz because it hurts you, it decays, because the electric wave has a vibration, and vibration always has to go back to a standstill point. This wave cannot go forever, but the magnetic wave will go forever. It's radiation. Magnetic is radiation. It radiates forever, it pulses, but the electric wave will at some point come back to a standstill point, and that's why it hurts, it decays. That's why our physical body decays, because we contain of electricity. This body is an electric body, and it will return back to stillness like a guitar string. If you vibrate a guitar string, you pull it, it will vibrate, make a sound, and then go back to a standstill point. It's the exact same with every single toroidal field within the body. It will decay, and this is why our bodies decay, and everything in creation decays. So we're born into sin. The sin of Eve. The sin of Eve is us biting into the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is the systems in the body. And the sin of Eve is biting into the sine wave. We bit into the sine wave. The sun moves in a sine wave. Our DNA is a sine wave. Time is a sine wave. Everything in this creation is a sine wave. This is why the dollar bill is a sine wave. magnetism and electric waves in one. And this is the sun doing its sine wave, which creates, when you go bowling, it kind of creates that pin that you hit over. That's the pin of the sun. The zodiac sign is a sine wave because the zodiac sign is an expression of the toroidal field, because magnetism unfolds into 12ness. And that's why you have 12 zodiac signs, 12 systems in your body, 12 cranial nerves in your head, in your brain. So if you can imagine this, see where my pointer is. Always starts with Aries. Aries is the head. It's the first thing that's created in the womb. And this is Aries, the ram. And this is why it's called a cerebrum in your brain, which is the first thing that creates when you're in the womb. And what's the element of Aries is fire. Fire is the first element. F-I-R, first, because it's the first thing on the wheel, the first expression of energy. As you can see here, my pointer, this is the center of the toroidal field. It would go Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Then we'll go back to Libra. Libra would be center. But you see how the toroidal field is the expression of the 12 energies. That's what the constellations are, the energy expressions of the toroidal field. So it would go outwards, starting from Aries here, all the way back to Pisces, which is beyond the bottom half. But Libra would be the center. That's why Libra is the equinox. It's the equinox. Libra is when it goes from summer over to autumn. It's the equal. It starts to transition into the winter side. Equinox, equal, which is Libra. And that's why Libra has the two scales, symbolized with the two scales. That's because of, the sun moving over. It's being judged. It's equal now, but then it's going to tip over into the winter. That's why Libra is here, the center of the sine wave. And like I said before, magnetic energy unfolds into 12ness. Magnesium is number 12 on the periodic table. It's the sacred number. And this is why the scientists are trying to, NASA is trying to bring in another constellation to destroy the holy science of astrology. So Aries rules the head, which is Mars. Taurus rules the neck, the lower head. Gemini, the two twins, which is your lungs, your two twins, your arms, two twins. Cancer, the breasts, or the chest area. Leo, the heart, which is the sun, which is fire, the center of the toroidal field. Virgo, the belly, which is the intestines. Libra, the kidneys, the two scales, the kidneys, balancing out everything. Scorpio, the sex organs. Sagittarius, hips and thighs. Capricorn, I've missed that out, which is the kneecaps. Capricorn, kneecap. Aries, which is the ram, which is the cerebrum in your brain. And then Aquarius, the calves and the ankles. And the Pisces, the two fish, the 2 feet. So everything corresponds, as you can see here. This is an ancient way of depicting it, of the folded human. And this is everything. Each constellation rules that part of the body, gives energy to that part of the body, makes you do certain things. So magnetic energy unfolds into 12ness, electricity unfolds into 7s. That's why when you get electric, the light spectrum that we see, it consists of 7 colors. Why we have 7 planets. The 7 planets give us our 7 metals and the 7 solfeggio scale frequencies. So the rotor, this is the rotor. And rotor is an anagram for Torah, the Torah, which is I think it's the Hebrew Bible. Don't quote me on that, but it's one of the holy books, which is the Torah, the Torus. Everything goes back to the Torus field because it's the basis of all creation. So the chief cornerstone, it says in the Bible that the builders rejected the chief cornerstone. The chief cornerstone, you are the builder. You decided to incarnate into the physical world, into the electric world, El, the world of El, Saturn. When you are created in the womb, it takes you 9 months for you to be created. So for example, if your parents, if you went into the womb here, it'd take you 9 months. So let's say you're born in Scorpio. So you'd go back 9 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You consist of all of these 9 energies because it takes 9 months or however long you took to be born. Some people are born earlier. You'd have to find out how many months you were in the womb for. But you consist of these 9 energies, and each constellation has a cell salt associated with it. And these cell salts are vital for your health. and your cells are the optimal health of your body. So the chief cornerstone that you rejected is these 3 cell salts, these 3 constellations. So you're mineral deficient in these 3 constellations. For example, fluoride, magnesium, phosphate, and potassium sulfate. So that's the chief cornerstone. And a cornerstone, people always get it rejected with the cornerstone. The cornerstone is not, it doesn't say the cornerstone in the Bible, it says the chief cornerstone. The cornerstone is a cornerstone of a building, but a chief cornerstone is the top of the pyramid. This is where we get the pyramid of the wheel. So you're mineral deficient in one of the 3 zodiac signs. You're not. You were not in the womb for. This is the chief cornerstone you rejected. So the human body is the micro. It is the universe in a physical form. It consists of everything in the universe. Just like your consciousness is the universe watching itself, experiencing itself. Your body is the whole universe. 12 systems in the body, 12 zodiac signs, 7 chakras are the 7 planets. The Holy Trinity of you is your Temple of Solomon, the soul and the mind, the sun and the moon. You know, everything is in you. You consist of everything, all the energies, everything. Heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is a mind state. It's a state of the mind. Head, H-E-A, which is heaven, and the heel, the bottom of your foot, is hell. And the bottom of your foot is the soul. So they're basically saying, well, it's wordplay. They're saying that your soul is in hell because, you know, with the elites being in control. So they call the bottom of your foot the soul, trying to say that you're in hell. The Christ is in you, and this Christ is Greek for what? Christos. Christos is Greek for the oil, and this oil is produced in the cerebrum, the Aries, the ram, the cerebrum, it goes down the pineal, the pineal and the pituitary are underneath the cerebrum, goes down the pingala and the ida, the pingala being the positive charge connected to the pineal gland, pin, and the ida connected to the pituitary, and this is the 2 serpents going down the spinal column. And this is why Jesus goes from Nazareth to Bethlehem, and then Joseph and Mary are waiting for Jesus in Nazareth. Joseph and Mary are the pineal and the pituitary gland waiting for Jesus to come back up the River Jordan, your spinal column. So this is the oil. This is the story of Santa as well. Santa comes from the North Pole. Why? Because the North Pole of the Earth is the center of the toroidal field, and the North Pole of you is your spinal column, which is the North Pole of the toroidal field. The North Pole, he comes from the North Pole. This is the North Pole, this is the South Pole of the toroidal field. Comes from the North Pole, which is your mind. And he goes down the chimney and then back up the chimney. This is the chimney. And he drops off the present, which is the Christos, the oil. And this is why Jesus is crucified at 33, because he crosses over the vagus nerve at the top of your spine. When this oil comes back up the 33 vertebrae, these are your vertebrae here. When it goes up to the 33 vertebrae, it gets crucified at 33 because it crosses the vagus nerve, and he's crucified on a cross at 33. This is the story behind Jesus and Santa. The Ark of the Covenant in the Bible is the 2 hemispheres which cover the vital parts of your mind, the brain side, which is the cerebrum, the pineal, the pituitary, etc. So the 2 hemispheres are the 2 angels, the Ark of the Covenant. This is the Ark of the Covenant covering the 2 vital parts of your brain. So these are the optic thalamus is another part, and it protects the Christ oil, which is inside at the center of the brain. See, the Bible is all a massive metaphor about yourself, because you are the universe. You are a microcosm of the universe. Your consciousness is experiencing itself, and the universe experiencing, and your body is the whole universe. Your head's heaven. So Moses crosses the Red Sea. These are the 2 hemispheres of your brain. This is the corpus callosum, the Red Sea. So he's pretty much saying that he's uniting the 2 hemispheres of your brain, because most people in this generation are stuck in the left brain, which is just logic, reasoning, science and maths, writing. You know, this is what school teaches you to do. It keeps you stuck in your left brain. And you want to cross over to you want to cross the Red Sea, which is the corpus callosum, to the right brain, which is awareness, art awareness, creativity, imagination, intuition, insight. You know, using the higher mind, creativity, imagination. If you don't have intuition, then you can't read energy, you can't pick up on bad things. This is what Moses is symbolizing by crossing the Red Sea. And it's also the upper room where Jesus met the 12 disciples. 12 disciples are the 12 cranial nerves in your brain. It doesn't just represent the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 disciples. It symbolizes many different things. It's like I said, energy the universe consists of 12ness. So you have 12 cranial nerves in your brain. And that's the 12 disciples as well. And they want you stuck in your left brain, which is the five senses, materialism. So they say in the Bible that Satan blinds the mind. Satan is Saturn. If you've watched my videos, Satan is Saturn. And you consist of the Holy Trinity, which is the sun, moon, and earth. The soul, moon, the soul being your sun, the solar, the moon being your mind, the earth, the physical body. And Satan blinds the mind. Why? Because we enter a soul system. This is a soul system, not a solar system. And Saturn is the Lord of the Rings, which is the outer ring. When your soul enters the soul system, your soul starts to materialize. It hits Saturn. Why? Because Saturn starts to materialize you. You take on the 7 virtues, which are the 7 planets, which are your 7 chakras. And to get out of this soul system, you must get out of your lower nature, your animal nature, which is lust, desire, greed. You know, the number of the beast, 666, which is Saturn, Satan. So you enter the soul system, you take on the 7 energies, which you turn into physical matter. And this is your descension from heaven to what you say hell. And then you must raise back up from matter to spirit. They say Satan blinds the mind. Why? Because your mind gets materialized, your soul and mind get materialized. And when you get materialized, it's an intense experience. You lose the divinity within you. You forget the divinity. So Satan, which is the first planet, the first energy you take on, the material body, he blinds the mind. He makes you forget everything, your divinity. Then you must remember, ascend up Jacob's ladder, the 33 vertebrae, to heaven. And this is a microcosm of the macro, because you will ascend back up to heaven if you do this, when you leave your physical body, when your body decays. So when it talks about in the Bible, completely destroy them, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, all the ites, this is what God says to the Israelites. It says completely destroy them. It's basically symbolizing saying destroy your lower nature. The Canaanites, cannibals. We're under a Canaanite system now, which is cannibalism. And this is flesh eating, lust, greed, all the demonic stuff, all the lower vibrational stuff. You know, the lower nature, eating, sex, and survival, the lower 3 chakras. You must get out of these lower 3 chakras and return back to spirit, which is heaven, which is spirit, love, being holy, being truthful, being passionate. Going back to Satan blinding the mind, all of the planets are made out of these 3 symbols. Satan blinds the mind, and that's why Satan's symbol, this is the symbol for Saturn, Satan, this symbol of Saturn is the cross, which is physical matter, the earth, over the moon is your mind. So the Saturn symbol saying matter over mind, he blinds the mind, Satan blinds the mind once you enter the soul system. And you must remember, in the Bible it talks about the Genesis, which is Eve, the sin of Eve, which is biting of the tree of knowledge, with the serpent which wraps around the tree. It says the serpent placed himself on the tree. Well, the serpent is the spinal column. It's the serpent telling you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is your nervous system. And eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil is doing bad things. For example, over-sexualized, overeating, eating the wrong food. That's eating from your nervous system. It's decaying you, and it's preventing you from achieving the God self, the God consciousness. This is the symbolism of, you know, the tree on the serpent, telling you to eat from the left brain, with the left brain being the sinister. Sinister is Latin for left. That's sin. Sin is left. And left is lefty Lucy, Lucifer, right, righteousness, right, God, godly. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is your nervous system, because it determines good or bad. That's the only thing you experience in this world is your nervous system. And then the tree of life is the cardiovascular system, and the Garden of Eden is your body. So that's it for this video, people. Hope you've got a greater understanding of how you are the universe and everything is inside of you. Just keep in mind you are the universe experience in itself, and your body is a reflection of everything. The 12 constellations, the 7 planets, everything's inside of you. This world is an expression from the inside outwards. You can't affect the outside world to manipulate reality. Everything's inside of you. I hope you got a greater understanding of this. God bless.
How are we all doing, people? It's Revival of Wisdom from the Wisdom Academy. Today we're going to be breaking down God, consciousness, and the higher and the lower self, and how to overcome the lower self. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that you are the invisible intelligence within the brain, within the body. This invisible intelligence is known as the mind. But you are not the mind, you are the observer of the mind, which is the soul, the invisible entity. The mind is your intellect, your intelligence. Now, the mind is, it's hard to put this in words, but the mind is something that gives you the ability to explore the universe. And this inner self is the I am. It's the quiet, the inner self, the voice you see in you hear in your head. This is why within spells high twin, inside, internal. The I is also the number 1, which is one line. Because the one and only, is the inner self, which is the I am. This is why you say, my name is Harry. You are not Harry, you are the I, the inner self, the intelligence. Okay, this is why Jesus in French is I am. You look with the 2 eyes and you see with the inner eye. I and I, the same thing. Okay, because the I inside is what gives you the perception of what you're looking at. So when someone